In the middle of the night or early Friday morning, depending upon where you are in the world, a group of experienced comics professionals get together to examine and instruct about the art form that they love. That's great comic artwork on Comics by Night, Fridays at 5 a.m. Eastern, here on the Indie Comics Network, indiecomicsnetwork.com.
What was that? This is not a charade.
Holy shit. That is the craziest thing I have ever seen. And I'm Dennis Quaid, and Dennis Quaid has seen some shit.
In the time before Atlantis sank and the lands of the world were savage and untamed, one man would claim his destiny. Leaving his Atlantean tribe behind and throwing off the shackles of Lemurian bondage, he sailed the seas as a pirate captain before seizing his place as a king. And now that he has the throne, how long will he be able to keep it? This is The Shadow Kingdom, the classic sword and sorcery tale by Robert E. Howard, adapted by Randy Zimmerman, with artwork by Russ Leach. Available now at fundmycomic.com.
Good morning, everybody. How's it going?
Good. What a crowd.
Yeah. We've not seen our special guest yet this morning, but we were supposed to have Chuck Dixon on today. So hopefully we'll see him pop on in here soon, and we'll be able to ask a bunch of questions. Looking forward to that. It's always nice to pick the brain of somebody that's been around doing this thing for quite a while. Quite a while, since the 80s, you know?
Yeah.
Been a long time. Randy, how was your week?
A little. Every week is crazy. But this one especially. I'm cutting out a little early today so I can take my wife to lunch because it's her birthday. So
Happy birthday! Happy birthday!
everything on the Shadow Kingdom is finished. We're looking at the campaign Grow and Grow. Russ was on what Russ was over on Razor Fist program.
Razor
and
Fist, yeah.
Really pumped the
Oh
numbers.
yeah, dude.
We're past 100%, which I'm eternally grateful for. It's going to be a great product. I can't wait for folks to see it.
There's what is there still 16 days to go? Sitting
Yeah.
over $6,300.
15 or 16, yeah. Looking good.
Yeah, $6,300 and
Can't wait.
yeah, 135 backers.
Yep.
Guys, if you're out there and you have not backed it yet, I'm just gonna go ahead
Absolutely.
and pop a little link in here.
Got some
You
books
guys
this
can
week.
check
too.
that out.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
That was
Yeah,
good.
what you got there? Let's see that.
I got a Alice in Chains right here. Hey,
That
hey.
looks nice.
Hopefully it'll be in the store real soon. As soon as
Yeah.
we can put it up in there. So it's all good.
Good stuff.
It's it's the first Arrow 3G book. I thought AR-130 was going to be, but
Well, it squeezed
one-
in there, didn't it?
yep, squeezed in.
Uh,
But it's a great book, artwork by Abdul Rashid. It's a kind of an science experiment gone wrong. Girl in a test tube breaks out of the science lab, and she's able to shoot little chains out of the palm of her hands with hooks on them. It's not a.
ooh, nice.
It's a friendly little comedy. Yeah.
Friendly little comedy.
Just like Hellraiser. Yeah.
One of those heartfelt,
Yeah.
whimsical things. Yeah, it's gonna be
Yeah.
fun.
It's a lot of fun to write. It's directly
Yeah.
opposite of the Fool. I'll tell you.
Yeah,
that.
if you like Harry Potter, you will love Alice in Chains.
If you're a big fan,
Oh, the Chronicles of Narnia.
There you are. Yes. It's real big fan. No. If you like Hellraiser, you'll enjoy this.
Oh, awesome.
If you like nice, gory, horrific books, you'll enjoy this. So that's why it's a 3.
if you really liked She's All That,
it's a
Yeah,
3D.
she's all that.
you're gonna love this one.
Yeah,
It's
a lot more Hellraiser than She's All That.
it's
She's all that.
it's loaded with does have a naked chick through the entire book.
Yeah. If you're into Legally Blonde, you will love.
That's kind of what it is. Legally Blonde and Hellraiser just kind of plugged together.
Nice. See?
That would be my Hollywood pitch for it.
There you go. Pedro, how about you? How was your week, man?
It's early. That's why I wasn't. I didn't get into the room before. It's 8 a.m. down here, so
Yes.
I'm having my coffee and squeezing in my breakfast. Working really hard on people's trailers, man. Like I want to get this done so I can focus on waifus and start with the animation school. But I'm supposed to get the cable for the video card this Monday. So yeah.
Right.
You're working so hard, you miss the early morning rooster.
Yeah. Oh no, the thing is like we ate the roosters we had here.
Oh,
So
okay.
the neighbors have some,
Mhm.
but I mean this is a farm. Like the next door neighbor is really far.
We
Okay.
ate the roosters we have here.
Yeah. We ate them because the things like they one was too old and the other was too young. They were fighting, and one injured the other one really bad, so we had to put him to sleep. And the other one we killed because he was an asshole. So no
he
roosters
deserved
for now. We're gonna,
He
That's the
deserved
most
to die.
South American thing I've ever heard you say.
Yeah. You woke up one
Yeah.
morning and
That's
chose
some very South
violence.
American things,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So now we had a really nice coq au vin, a rooster dinner with red wine.
So
It's
now that
excellent,
the sun is coming up earlier,
Mhm. Yeah.
my dog can see the neighbor that leaves like early in the morning to go to work.
And before he couldn't.
Well, she couldn't really. Well, because it was dark out, she was still asleep.
Oh, okay.
She would just lay on the bed until the sun came out. Even if we were up moving around,
Mhm.
she wasn't leaving the bed. Now the sun's up, she's moving. And so she gets barking. And so it's worse than a rooster.
Mm.
And I love the dog, but I've thought about killing her. Like, not like literally killing her, but, sedating her maybe. I don't know.
That was me when my cat was in heat. Holy crap. It's about driving us nuts. She's fixed and calm now. So it's all good.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
Layla, she's a sweet dog, but man, she gets barking at 5:30 in the morning, and it's like, geez. You got to be kidding me.
No, not anymore. Hojo.
I'm not a reasonable person at 5:30 in the morning. I'm just not. I mean, it's just, it's like the worst time. Like super late at night, super early in the morning. Not the best times to get a hold of me. And so she just, I'll take off my CPAP machine. She's like, shut up.
Nice.
Yeah. That's how you know you're old, when you say you gotta move the CPAP. Yeah. Yeah, the week's been pretty good for me. It's not been we've just been working. We're nearly done with Terminal Kill, doing some character designs for the pawn shop story. And then hopefully we'll get started on pages for that next week. Really looking forward to it. And then so we got a lot going on with that.
All good.
Yeah, also working on some pages for RJ Williams. Doing 4 pages so that we can do some crowdfunding for his story. Yeah. Yep. So that's looking pretty good. Yep, it's just busy. Getting stuff done. It's Holy Week. Today is Maundy Thursday.
Yeah.
I'm not really familiar with Maundy Thursday, but this is the day that you celebrate where Jesus and his disciples celebrated the Passover dinner.
Okay.
So they would get together and he would wash their feet tonight. Would also be the night where he would be betrayed by Judas.
All right.
When he prayed in the garden. And then tomorrow, Good Friday. Don't know why we call it good. It's not that good, right? But that'd be the day where he was. So they worked through the night to move the political pieces around to where they could kill, basically use the system to murder Jesus. And
dragged him all over the place.
Yeah, as religious people and men in power often do. Dragged him all over the place, beat him. After he was beaten, they brought him back before Pilate and said, "Hey, we still want him dead." Pilate was like, "Is this good enough?" And he was like, "I wash my hands of it." And he said, and here's a funny thing about this that a lot of people don't get. So are you familiar with the with the situation? Pilate gave the people a choice.
Yeah.
Right? He chose between Jesus, who was
and
Barabbas.
Barabbas.
Yes, Barabbas.
Yeah.
Do you know what Barabbas means? Bar means son of. So his name is not Barabbas, it's Barabbas. Abba means father.
Okay.
Abbas. So son of the father. So they literally sacrificed the son of the father to release the son of the father, right? So it's kind of this interesting kind of thing.
People but you know that situation got me kicked out of church.
Yeah.
When I was a teenager. Yeah, because it's just like, because they made the comment you made, like it was Good Friday, like it's not good for, it's not that good, right? Like I said, like it was good for Barabbas.
It was good for Barabbas.
Yeah.
I don't know why they kicked you out for that, because I've always thought it's like, they should call it Black Friday, but we've already given that to the retail day, right?
Yeah. And Black Friday sounds like a celebration of my people anyway. Like I've always been like, it's Black Friday. Like, wait.
And they should probably call Black Friday Good Friday anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
All the deals, right?
I mean, the Black Friday has to do with accounting, right? It has to do like with the books. Like they have a super rabbit of
because
it's not racist, people. Black Friday
might be a little bit. Who knows?
Just because you use the word black. Yeah,
exactly. Everyone's like, what?
I have that exact same problem around here with the restaurant Cracker Barrel.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
It's what like do you mean? Barrel full of my people.
Yeah. What do you mean, Cracker?
Like, that is not.
Like, wait a minute.
Princess Bride. That does not mean what you think it means.
Yeah. What are you trying to get at here? Yeah. So good stuff. So then Sunday, I'm playing Sunday.
Nice.
So we're doing. Normally, the first Sunday of the month, we'll do a dinner or lunch after big potluck thing at the church. First Sunday of the month after church. Well, because of Easter, they're moving it to Easter, and they're doing a breakfast instead of a lunch, which means, and everyone's going to be upstairs, so we have to get in early to practice so that we can not disturb the breakfast and have
that way you can cook for a lot more people too.
Yeah, you cook for a lot more people.
They come in, have breakfast, go upstairs for the service. Yeah.
It's going to be a lot of fun. So this is it's not the first year that I haven't been in charge of something during Easter. Obviously, there was 2 years that
We don't count those years. Yeah,
we don't count those years.
this is just linked to you and me.
Yeah, it's the bleep.
It never
Yeah.
even happened. Yeah.
So last year for Easter, we didn't do anything. Like we had people over to visit. I think we went to church. I don't even know if we went to church. I think I went to church.
I think you were still looking for a church around that
Yeah,
time.
I think I was still looking for a church. The year before, in 2022, we were still
home.
we still have it. Yeah, I was home, and we still had a church.
Yeah.
At this point in time, so I did Easter service, and it was pitiful, man. Because like Easter is like, people come to church twice a year. We call them Christians, Christmas and Easter Christians, and no, people just didn't really show up to that. I mean, that was kind of like we kind of knew things were, people had left and they had found new church homes while I was in the hospital. So
Some writing on the wall. Yeah.
yeah, the writing was on the wall, so to speak. And yeah, so it was kind of a different situation. But so I had last year where I wasn't doing anything, and then we got plugged in over here at this new church. So looking forward to it. So it's kind of back to the Holy Week stuff for me, which is nice, because I did it for so long, it just becomes second nature. So it's a good yeah, good times though. Let's welcome our chat. We got Glenn Fleming in the house. Glenn. And there's Russ Leach, the comic book black belt. Good to have you here. Got Al Mega from Comic Crusaders in the house. Welcome. Good morning, Nerd Taquino. Tocino. I like that. I like that, Tocino. Yeah. I like that a lot. Hojo's in the house. Welcome. Good morning. Great to have you here.
Yeah.
We've got Dr. Mask.
Bacon
joining us this morning. Hail, nerds.
Hail.
Hail to the man, the myth, the legend, the living legend, Chuck Dixon. Yeah, and hopefully we'll see Chuck this morning. Yeah. He did confirm with me about today, and he's been sent the links in 3 different locations, 3 different occasions.
Okay.
So hopefully we'll get that. Hey, welcome here. We got a guest panelist this morning.
Hello. Bunny.
Welcome back, Bunny.
Hey, thank you.
Bunny's in the house.
Having a little technical difficulty, so.
Of course, technical difficulties.
Had to reboot.
Still having
right now.
difficulties.
You're
still got them.
Technical. Yeah, still there.
Still there. Yeah, still there.
We love you though.
Still got them, yeah.
Question. Hey, Luke, have you been seeing Rob Geronimo and Tyler Wetland doing sketch cards of the Station of the Cross? Station of the Cross, great stuff. I have not seen that.
No.
Maybe send me a link in Twit or something like that.
Twitch it.
No, they're doing YouTube Shorts, I think.
I've come for the comic talk. Must be in the wrong channel.
Yeah,
there you are. Sorry, Glenn.
You're still gonna get the Jesus talk for me. I just can't help myself.
Yep.
You can take the boy out of church, but you can't take the church out of the boy.
It's like our podcast, Glenn. It goes all over the place.
Yeah.
We talk about
and there's this beautiful thing about building up your own channel and all those kind of things. It kind of gives you a permit.
I mean, Glenn is always ready to throw the first croissant.
You really hit the first croissant.
Yeah.
The first croissant.
Yeah.
I like that.
Where are you? Not to worry. I have a permit. This just says I can do what I want.
And I like to make fun of this guy.
Hamalana.
Yeah.
Hamalana.
I'll tell you, that guy's the worst.
That always comes in handy.
That dude is so bad. What a joke. What a heretic. But anyway, here it is.
Dr. Mask says today is a good day to have a good day.
Today is a good day to have a good day. I do agree entirely. It's a fantastic day. Fantastic day. It's beautiful. Today it's warmer. I think the Weather Channel said it's significantly warmer today. It's going to be 60.
Oh,
that's significantly warmer.
We're idling at 102. We're idling at 110 here, so.
Really? Wow. You guys don't get it.
Yeah, it's
winter.
The thing is, it's about to start the rainy season, so no winter. This is the tropics, baby. It's raining or it's sunny. That's about it.
Yeah.
It's always
or maybe
nice,
you have
right?
cholera. One of the three.
Something like that.
Yeah. I mean,
Up
if
here
you
in
get used to the
Michigan, we
heat,
just
if you get to the heat, yeah, it can be nice.
up here in Michigan, we just spin the wheel. We never know. Could be 20s, then 50s, then 30s,
Okay.
then 60s. You know.
Ooh,
Guys, let's look at some news, shall we?
We've had a very light winter this year, anyway. Yeah.
Let's
Enough.
do it.
Trying a new browser today, so we'll see how this works out.
Yeah. Look at that. 135 backers.
135 backers,
There you go.
$6,367.
$6,367. 16 days left to go. 120% of gold.
That is
Thank you so much,
awesome,
folks.
man.
Thank you.
Yes. Looks great, guys. Don't forget to go check this out this morning. We'll look at some more really cool things over here on the
If
Fund
you're,
My Comic website.
if you're a fan of Howard's work, I'm telling you right now, you will not be remotely disappointed in this property. It's such a great, great book. Great story, great art. Can't go wrong.
Can't go wrong. Can't go wrong. Speaking of can't go wrong, over here on ICV2 today, you know, I am going to have to move this again. This is,
Yeah,
there we go. I'm just not,
Hey,
that's better.
yeah,
be
not
careful.
on the browsers.
kind of unsettled my stomach there.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Mhm.
Hobby games sales eke
Eek.
out.
Eek,
Tough win in
Eek.
2023.
eek,
What does eek mean?
eek.
It means like squeeze by, barely by the skin of your teeth.
Used to be an
Okay.
overweight purple cat, right?
Hmm.
No.
Oh, eek the cat? No,
Yeah.
that's the e's were like preempted.
EEK. Yeah.
Eek,
E-E-K.
Eek.
Yeah, I remember that.
eek.
Eek the cat.
I remember that cartoon fondly, and that doesn't happen
Yeah.
very often. Yeah.
They're holding on to COVID gains. So it says hobby game sales eked out a nominal 1% increase in 2023 against the tough comparison to a third great year of COVID-fueled sales in 2022. Increase in collectibles, games, and miniatures sales offset declines in board, card, and RPG sales. We define hobby games as those games produced for a gamer market. Generally, although not always, sold primarily in the hobby channels of games and card specialty stores. We define the hobby game market as the market for those games, regardless of whether they're sold in the hobby channel or other channels. Our estimates include sales in the US and Canada. The total hobby games market estimate is derived from estimates from 5 individual categories. Guys, these categories are as such: collectible games, which includes trading and collectible card games, collectible miniatures, and other collectible formats. Second category is miniatures, which is non-collectibles. Then obviously board games, card and dice games, and role-playing games. Those are the 5 categories, folks. Our primary means of collecting data about hobby game sales is interviews with key industry figures with good visibility. My gosh, I need more coffee. With good visibility.
Having a
to sales
Ramalana?
in various.
I'm a llama.
Yeah, you gotta have to be on that one today for me. With good visibility to sales in various subcategories and channels, we also review data released by publicly traded companies. Dear God, let somebody else read this one for me. I'm killing it today.
I was looking for Hamalama.
Oh, you're doing great.
I'm a lot.
Our primary means of collecting data about the hobby game sales is interviews, blah, blah, sales subcategories and channels. We also review data released by publicly traded companies, publicly available Circana data, and crowdfunding data and analysis, and my dartboard. Anyway, for the full ICV2 white paper presentation, which first presented these trends, see whatever other article. For last year's report, see another article. 2023 trends. We estimate hobby game sales in the U.S. and Canada at around $2.885 billion for 2023, up around 1% from sales of in 2022, while the nominal increase was less than the rate of inflation. Holding at the previous year's sales levels was an impressive performance for a market that had gone up a total of over 70% in the previous 3 years. The feat was accomplished despite declines in 3 of 5 hobby game categories. There were contributions from impactful, difficult to replicate events, including the release of Lord of the Rings Magic: The Gathering set and significant shifts in consumer behavior. But a win is a
Wait,
win.
wait. That Lord of the Rings release was with the Black Aragorn, right?
Yeah.
That was the one. Yeah.
Yay! Think about what you've accomplished.
Yeah.
Consumers continued to buy despite the absence of government stimulus. Prices that had gone up pretty dramatically over the previous 2 years, surging out-of-home dining and entertainment and revenge travel.
Revenge?
What's revenge travel?
I don't know. I was like,
I have never heard of that.
That does not sound good.
That sounds like something an ex-wife would do. You know, like revenge travel.
Revenge travel.
Yeah, I got your credit card, and I'm going to Paris.
Yeah,
you bastard. Yeah.
I'm going to travel just to say screw you.
Yeah,
screw
exactly.
you, the government.
That's got to be some type. Yeah. Anybody in the chat know what revenge travel is? Let us know. But then
we're gonna need some help on that one.
As we've noted in the past, the American consumer is a tough beast to bring down.
Whoa.
Yes. Publishers. Product proliferation was the name of the game at the publisher level, as the shortening of development and manufacturing pipelines brought delayed products into the market and allowed new products to flow relatively smoothly.
Relatively smoothly.
Relatively smoothly.
Yeah,
it's all relative, folks.
I mean, I don't want to get political about this, but I've been thinking about revenge travel. Maybe your immigration problem right now in the U.S. it's due to revenge travel.
Is revenge travel just invasion by a foreign power? Yeah, well, I don't know. All depends upon their motive, right?
Revenge travel sounds like a neat book, says J-Bot.
Yeah.
Could be. Who knows? Yeah.
Hamalana. Exactly.
Revenge travel.
Retailers, the second year since the release of effective COVID vaccines and treatments, brought store traffic fully back to pre-COVID levels.
Wait.
What
did they say? Effective?
That's yeah.
That's not true.
No.
Like we know that's not true now.
They don't want to actually.
They said like
they just gotta follow the corporate
law. The news.
They'll never admit it.
No. Let's say the second year since the release of COVID vaccines, jabbing, and treatments brought store traffic fully back to pre-COVID levels or above. But retailers had to navigate costs that were markedly higher than the year before, especially for labor and rent. Despite these challenges, hobby game retailers ended the year in relatively healthy shape, distributors told us. Store counts were reportedly as flat to up. Sales on the hobby channel were up a modest 2%.
Revenge travel, a cultural phenomenon and consumer reaction where there was a surge in people wanting to make up for lost time due to the pandemic by traveling and bagging more experiential adventures.
Oh, it's a new term for us
Look
all.
at that.
Thank you, Al, for finding out.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
What revenge travel means.
Al and ICV2, expanding our vocabulary.
Or Hojo says it's Liam Neeson on a road trip.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I have a set of skills.
That's like his last 4 movies.
Skills that can make a vacation very fun.
What's up, Craig?
More than 4. I think he did the same one about 4 times over, at least.
Yeah.
Sales on the hobby channel were up a modest 2% despite declines in some categories. This made 2024 the 15th consecutive year of growth in the channel, with a huge surge in the 20s. A look by category. Do we want to look by category? Collectibles and miniatures were only 2 2023 growth categories. We're the only 2.
Ooh.
Board games, card games, and role-playing games were all down. Although there were differences by product sales of lifestyle gamer products generally held up better than those appealing to more casual consumers. The
hardcore gamer nerds kept the industry alive.
Roads
Are they starting to realize who they need to market to?
Yeah.
They need the
people
fat
that are going
nerds.
to buy this stuff, man.
Or maybe, all of the outside marketing was failing and just the hardcore folks just kept things rolling. The dominance of collectible games as a category continued in 2023. It is over half of hobby game sales, larger than the other 4 categories combined.
Wow.
Collectible games, folks. Watch for our category by category trends analysis over the coming days.
Wow.
We have an in-depth analysis of the trends above on the ICV2 Pro site. Please pay us money. Check gallery below for full-size charts and graphs, and
won't be doing
Venn
that.
diagrams, pie charts, anything else you may need.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, guys.
Oh, no.
That looks like some terrible art right there. Let's move
Yeah.
on.
So essentially,
that looks like Gus.
yeah, it probably is.
Oh yeah. I was going to say that kind of looks
Gus
like
Fring.
very old and very tired Joe D. McPhee, but
That's Gus Fring.
Gus Fring. Yeah.
Gus Spring. GameStop sales down nearly 20% in holiday quarter.
Oh,
This
no.
This is expectations by 260 million.
Whoa.
Still
So
only
we-
a quarter of the money Disney has lost.
So we kind of knew this, right?
Yeah.
We knew this
It's
was
Really
the
a
case.
surprise.
GameStop sales declined nearly 20% in the holiday quarter, which missed expectations by only a little bit, 260 million. According to
That's-
Seeking Alpha, the sales decline from 2.2 billion in the November through January quarter was much sharper than declines in previous quarters. Sales were down only
Right.
9.1% of the company's fiscal quarter 3.
260 fat ones. You've got that, don't you, laying around?
260 million?
Yeah.
I'm
Get
not,
that line
I take the Fifth Amendment.
All right.
I
I
will
plead
neither
the
confirm nor
fifth.
deny.
I don't know how much money I have. I know how many pounds of money I have.
Hmm.
That would put you in England.
That's the Colombian approach.
We
The
weighed
money
in gold.
GameStop even had sales help from an extra week of this year's quarter 4, which had 14 weeks versus 13 in the year ago period. So they'd be really down if they didn't have that other last week.
Right, yeah. So they had a whole other week to try to make it up.
Mm.
I would politely call that floundering.
I would also call that floundering. It says sales in the collectibles. I'm going to try this again. And if I start stumbling over my face again, my lips keep getting in the way of my tongue.
It's all entertainment.
Someone else
man.
is going to take it over again.
Yeah.
I got this ready.
You got to get it ready.
Know where it is now.
Sales in the collectibles category, which includes tabletop games and merch, were down over 25% to 233.7 million versus 313.2 million in the year ago quarter. Net income for the quarter increased from 48.2 million in the previous year to 63.1 million this year on lower expenses, although that was also a miss. For the year, overall sales were down around 11% to 5.3 billion. Just the 5.3, that's all. From 5.9 billion the previous years.
Gonna get a slide whistle. So
Yeah.
just so we can explain this. Yeah.
Wow, wow, wow. Collectibles took a big hit, down 22% to 764 million from a 965 million in the year ago period. GameStop did eke out a profit. They
Or
like
eking.
that word eke.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
More eking is happening.
They read
GameStop-
that somewhere and loved it. It's like, I gotta
Yes,
use that word.
That's
more
the
often.
word of the week.
It's
Yeah.
easy to spell.
Ah, that's the secret word.
Yeah.
Remember that Pee Wee Herman secret word?
Little
thing?
duck comes down from the ceiling with a cigar in its
Yeah.
mouth. Yeah, so there you go.
Yeah. We've been eking out. So GameStop did eke out a profit for its fiscal year, although it was only 6.7 million. That was a big improvement from the 313.1 million loss the previous year. So yeah, so it lost 313 the year before, made 6.7. Last year, barely.
They're down. They're back up again.
The pace of store closings has slowed. GameStop had 4,169 stores worldwide at the end of the year, including 2,915 stores in the U.S. versus 4,413 stores worldwide and 2,949 stores in the U.S. the previous year. The biggest drop was in Europe, where GameStop closed 186 stores in the year and opened only 4. In the US, GameStop closed 69 stores. Nice. And opened 35.
Yeah.
69.
But here's the thing. They're talking about these notes, but what I want to know is what is causing them to lose this money. Are people buying games digitally? Is it now the way that you buy games off of the, Game Pass or something like that, where you don't actually go buy physical games anymore? Is it the fact that the majority of their store was filled with either used games or pop vinyls, right?
Yeah.
And pop vinyls took a big hit with its inventory and with its losses last year. Or is it the fact that people aren't buying the mainstream or corporate video games anymore due to all these strange DEI things they've been inserted with it? The reason why these games are suffering so poorly, like with Sweet Baby Inc.
Yeah,
Is it
so
like
you,
what
are you
is it?
implying,
What is
are you
causing
implying that the quality of the games is a factor?
Yes.
I think the biggest factor is the economy and the fact that they're past this the so-called bug stage where they're tired of being at home and they're looking for other things to do.
Right.
Not
okay.
only that, dude,
I
like
can see
venture capital is gone or almost completely gone. So the room for experimentation is gone. So now people really need to make money. So it will be reflective, so.
Yeah. They're really, really promoting the
hate that art.
Shatterpoint
I hate that
miniatures.
art. I hate it.
I don't hate it. It's okay.
Oh, no, the thing is, like, the face is kind of like too long.
That
So it
picture is
doesn't look
not
like
the
an art.
best. Yeah.
Yeah. Doesn't look like the actor.
Bink.
Bink announces Susan Camille
Camel.
Memorial Scholarship for emerging prose and comics writers.
Who is she? I'm sorry. If I'm
Well,
I'm sure we'll find out here in the article.
okay.
Who work in bookstores and comic shops. All right, so see, this continues.
Okay.
This is for emerging prose and comic writers who work in bookstores and comic shops. So if you are a emerging writer
Who works in a
and you
comic
work
shop.
in a comic shop,
Very specific.
very specific. This is for that 15
This is for
people.
you. Yeah.
This is for those 15 of you out there. The Book Industry Charitable Foundation's Bink is offering 5 $10,000 scholarships for writers who work in brick and mortar bookstores and comic shops to help support them while they focus on a full-length work. The money can be used for classes, coaching, editing, technology, or other costs that will help them complete their manuscript. You know what? I wonder if they can pay an artist with it.
Yeah.
If so, I'm open for commissions now. Hit me up at lukestonestudios.com.
Yeah.
I'll help you spend that $10K. Trust me. The scholarship program was established by journalist and author Charles Duhigg. I like that. And his wife Liz. With Liz Alter. What?
Liz Alter, a professor of biology at California State University, Monterey Bay.
She didn't take his last name.
I can understand. Susan Camel. Yeah.
I can understand that.
She didn't want to be a doohickey.
No one wants to be a doohickey.
Yeah. Duhigg.
In memory of Susan Camel, a 40-year-old publishing veteran who was executive vice president and publisher of Penguin Random House when she died unexpectedly in 2019. Camel was known for discovering and nurturing new literary talent.
Okay.
Yep.
So we were not supposed to know who she was. Like, I was starting to feel bad. But yeah, okay.
To be eligible, a writer must be 18 or older, employed at a brick and mortar comic shop or bookstore for at least 3 months, and have a full-length prose novel, graphic novel, or book-length comic in progress. Writers who have published a full-length work are not eligible, but they can have published essays, short stories, or other short works. They are expected to continue working at their current employment while receiving funds. More details in the application are available at the Susan Campbell Scholarship for Emerging Writers website.
Dude, this is eerily.
The deadline for applications is April 7th. Say what?
this is eerily specific. Like this
Yeah.
is like
Yeah.
the Josh, this is for you scholarship kind of thing.
This
Like,
is
they
like
can't do that.
we're accepting submissions without accepting submissions. We want to see what you write without saying we want to do that.
It's
Yeah,
probably more like we're accepting submissions for candidates we've already chosen.
Yeah, right.
It's like,
Mink recently awarded 2 scholarships to assist with travel costs for retailers who attended the Comics Pro meeting in Pittsburgh.
see,
Yeah.
it's all.
If your name is Pedro,
Yeah, exactly. It
And
feels
you-
like that. Yeah. And you're 6'4", and you live in a farm. Then, yeah, anyone can apply.
Headless says my son buys games digitally now, and he prefers games by indie or small developers over
Yeah.
the bigger name stuff. I'm old. My gaming was dwindled to firing up Tetris every once in a while.
Yep.
Jbot says modern gaming is suffering because the quality has dropped. People are turning to retro gaming instead. I do see that a lot.
Yeah.
I'm seeing a lot more videos on these.
Yeah,
different
they're turning to
platforms.
retro gaming and what people call AA, which is basically like small studios developing really good games,
Mhm.
but they won't go for like $60 or whatever. They go for like 20 something, 30 something. Those guys are making a killing.
Look, so Markiplier, the Game Grumps, these guys are playing like old games, or
Yeah.
they're playing like indie studio games.
The
Nothing
Game
mainstream.
Grumps. That's funny.
I love the Game Grumps. They're great.
I've never heard that term before, but
Yeah, they are.
that is kind of fun.
Oh, they are fun. They're very fun. Yeah.
Dr. Mask's Retro Elixir also says, please, no tears. It's a waste of good suffering. Anyway,
Maybe
Man.
he's talking about Alice in
Yeah.
Chains or something.
Yeah.
indie games seem to be picking up steam.
Yep.
There's not a lot Sweet Baby Inc. can do to mess up Space Invaders. No,
Yeah.
Oh,
you
they'd
imagine?
figure out a way.
Yeah.
They'd figure out a way.
They would figure out a way. That's what they do. So this scholarship, this seems, as you said, oddly specific.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking most people that want to do a book have probably already done a book.
Where there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah.
Just like in Jurassic Park.
Oh no!
Okay.
Oh no, Suit. Oh no, Suit sends webcomic name creator Alex Norris back to GoFundMe to fund more litigation expenses.
What?
Oh,
no.
Yep. Artist Alex Norris has posted an update on their GoFundMe requesting help to fund a second lawsuit filed by Golden Bell against Norris in a dispute that began after an agreement for Golden Bell to produce a game based on Norris's webcomic name featuring the catchphrase "Oh no" resulted in acrimony. Norris revealed the second lawsuit filed by Gordon Bell against Norris and published Andrews McNeil last May. In March of 2024, Andrews McNeil is involved
Meal.
because it published a collection of the webcomic in 2019, despite a cease and desist order from Golden Bell. According to court records, the suit by Golden Bell against Norris and Andrews McNeil had 5 counts: breach of contract, tortious interference, and defamation against Norris, and copyright and trademark infringement against Norris and Andrews McNeil. After months of jockeying, the tortious interference and infringement claims have been withdrawn by Golden Bell, which has just indicated in a March 15 filing that it is likely to go forward with the breach and defamation claims against Norris. With regard to the original case, the case that began in 2019 is mostly over, and I have basically won, Norris said in their GoFundMe. Court records show that the case is now at the point of determining damages for counts on which Norris received favorable rulings in summary judgment. In that case, Norris sued Golden Bell to resolve a dispute over the ownership of the comic, the characters in it, and the phrase "Oh no." and any subsequent works Norris creates based on it. The judge has clearly stated that I own my comics and that the other party has infringed on my copyright, Norris said of the ruling. Both cases are still active and ongoing. The previous funds from the lawsuit fundraiser have been spent to get this far, Norris said. I was hoping to pay for the remainder of the legal fees out of my own pocket, using income from my comics and online shop, as I did for the first few years of the case. But I'm having to open the fundraiser again to pay for this new load of work. As of February of 2023, the GoFundMe has raised over £200,000, almost 250,000 American dollars. The total now is at £308,000, or around 390,000 American dollars, with a goal of £340,000, around 430,000 American dollars.
I find that's unusual because usually a lawyer, when they're in this situation, they know there's a judgment coming that's going to include a settlement. That means money. You would think that the lawyer would be doing this on a contingency and pulling a percentage.
Yep.
Well, the lawyers are going to get a big chunk of that, but no doubt they're trying to reel in as much money as they can possibly get.
Yeah.
Well, they've got to pay the paras and all that kind of stuff too right now. Because if there's a lot of research going on, the lawyer themselves don't do that. Their paras do that, and they have to pay them their hourly rate. They don't. They get, they get paid weekly. They don't get a, the payoff at the end of it. It's
And it does sound like all of the heavy lifting is kind of done, though.
It does. It really does.
Yep.
Yeah. Sounds like it
But
shouldn't be.
I don't know the intricate details of the case, so it's just me speaking from the outside.
Yeah, it's a game developer makes a game and gets mad.
It reminds me of the guy that sued John Fogerty for sounding like himself.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
It's
it's
Kansas City
like
Pedigree Action Comics, #1,
There you
fly
go.
past 5 million. Good for that.
So let's talk about that for a second. Fogerty, who sounds like Fogerty,
Yep.
got sued by a guy who thought Fogerty sounded too much like him.
Created Clearwater Revival, which was Fogerty.
Yeah.
Okay.
Didn't he-
What
I-
point
I think
do
he-
these things become frivolous?
His
Though?
band sues another guy that got sued by their band for breach of contract was the singer for Live.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Huh.
and they'd even admitted that the last 2 albums they were just pretty much a backup band for him. He had written everything, all the songs and melodies he wrote, right? So he was wanting more of the cut, rightfully so. And they were a little upset by that, so he left and did a solo project, which sounded a lot like Live.
Yeah.
So guess what? Creedence Clearwater Revival, CCR.
Yeah.
If Fogerty sounds too much like your band, then your band was relying too much on Fogerty for your
Yeah.
sound.
Yeah.
It's just how it works.
Well, Fogerty let them, all the other band members do their own, contribute to an album, write and sing their songs on the album, and that the album tanked because he was all the talent in that band,
That's the thing, though, I think about musicians, even groups of people. If people don't get their... Last week, we talked with Oliver, and he was talking about the first comic group he had together, that not everybody worked on the first book they published. And some people got butthurt that they weren't mentioned. And people really do get very much about how much credit they get.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
True, Levi. Steve Perry did make it.
Yeah, it all depends on the people. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Is
scary.
when Rush came out with their first album in '74, most people thought it was the new Led Zeppelin album. Like they didn't know, like they'd never heard Rush before, and there wasn't a problem with that. So it always depends on.
Yeah, they just had a similar sound. And I introduced my son. He's trying to learn bass.
Nice.
I introduced him to Les Claypool.
Oh, nice.
Night. So, and I said, look, that's 3 pieces. Sound how full it sounds. And then I showed him Rush, because another 3-piece band with lots of crazy bass, and you
I
know,
see what you're trying to do there.
very
And I
full
approve.
sound.
Yeah.
Yep. So he was like, "Oh, that's awesome." I said, "Yeah, they
Yeah.
are." And then
I
I
don't
showed
know
him.
if he's going to start to play Primus just for the heck of it. I will
There you go.
recommend for him to start with Frizzle Fry, which is
Frizzle
one
Fry.
of the most understandable
And one of the
Primus albums.
Yeah.
And what he's doing in that bass.
Black
guy-
Country Communion. Make sure he knows about Black Country Communion.
All right.
We'll go
And
with three pieces.
I definitely and I also introduced him to ZZ Top.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Let him
There
watch
you
some of
go.
their live stuff because I was like, look, now this is like Texas blues done with a 3-piece that sounds like a, you know, like a full band in there. So, I just have this. I love the idea. I've always loved the idea of like a 3-piece band that can just really fill it up. Even my last band was basically just 3 instruments with a singer. So we were a 4-piece, but all the music was for concerts was produced by three instruments.
It definitely cuts down on the LDS, you know, LSD, the LSD, the lead singer disease.
Lead singers, yeah. But you know, it means that you can do more. You know, because he was, you know, been teaching like worship songs too, so he can try to learn to play at church. And and he was noticing that all the bass lines are so simple. And I said, yeah, well, you can't get too busy because you got too many instruments in these bands. I said, if you got a band, like I said, look at Skinner. You know, we listened to Freebird, you know.
Oh, yeah.
And I said, listen to what they're doing. I said that everyone is playing something very simple, especially during the solo parts because there's just
no space.
Too much going on.
Yeah.
If everybody was doing something complex, it would muddy it up and sound terrible. They get their fullness because they have a lot of instruments playing very simple things with a few that just jump up and play something, you know, each one will take their time to spotlight, you know, because the lead guitar solo is played by 3 different people. The solos in that song are played by 3 different people. And I said, but when you get a smaller band, you can do more, you know, just more creativity that you can go in with your part. And, you know, I started thinking after I was kind of giving him music theory ideas about that, I was thinking, you know, that's kind of how it is with publishing and making comics, isn't it? The more people that you have at the top trying to tell you how to do things, the less freedom you have. And the fewer people you have in your little publishing group, the more freedom you have to do whatever you want. And it's nice, you know, and to be able to like really explore what you're capable of. And I love comic books.
We all do.
Yeah, that's why we're here.
Yeah, Shadow Punk says diving into Dixon. This should be interesting. It would be interesting, but I'm kind of calling it on Chuck. I don't think he's going to be here. I don't think he's going to make it. Yeah, I don't think. I think this is number 3.
Lead singers, they make guitarists seem humble. Bass players unite.
Bass players unite. Yeah.
It's third strike. Is that what you're saying?
No, he'll have infinite strikes with me, but
okay.
This is, I believe, the third time. This is the third time we've not been able to nail it down, and we'll get there, I'm sure.
This is an odd hour, also. So
it is. Bids on Kansas City Pedigree Action Comics #1 fly past 5 million. Ooh, Heritage Auctions and pre-auction bidding.
Believe the bids were only available in 50,000 increments to $50,000.
Well, let's find out.
Okay.
The hammer is expected to drop on this comic at Heritage Comics April 4th through 7th, 2004 comic and comic art signature auction, and it has already crushed the previous record sale for an Action Comics #1. This is one of 2 CGC 5 or 8.5 graded copies of the holy grail of comics that exist, according to Overstreet 2023. With just 11 days to go in this auction, this comic has a very good chance at breaking the 5.3 million mark paid for a CGC 8.0 copy of Superman 1.
How much money of that do you think the estate of the
and becoming the most expensive comic ever sold? Say what?
I said, how much of that do you think the estate of the guys who created Superman are going to see?
Very
$0?
little.
$0? Is that?
Zero.
Yeah.
That's how that works.
$0.
At its current price of $5.04 million, it will be the second most expensive comic sold. So far, the Kansas City Pedigree Action Comics #1 has passed Amazing Fantasy 15 at $3.6 million. Action Comics #1 that sold at Comic Connect for $3.25 million. Another Action Comics one that sold for $3.2 million in 2014. And a CGC near mint 9.4 Captain America Comics #1 from the San Francisco pedigree at $3.12 million.
Wow.
Here, let's take a look at what that looks
Click
like.
on that gallery for full image.
Look at that.
That is pretty. A few cracks down the spine.
Originally sold for 10 cents.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which goes to tell you.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what the highest graded Action Comics one is. I imagine there's a 9 something out there. Somebody knows, let me know.
Man, that is pretty.
It is a very pretty book.
Yeah.
I think the one that Nicolas Cage had was pretty close.
Mhm. Yeah.
There's a little bit of crack in there along the staple. It looks like, yeah.
A little bit of crack is always good.
Nah, it doesn't hurt. Yeah.
Yeah.
There was one that was found in a
Wow.
drawer in a house that was foreclosed. That's supposed to be the best grade. I understand they gave that a full escort over to CGC to get graded.
Oh, look at that
Armored
neck,
car,
dude.
motorcycles, the works, because it was that pretty and they knew it was that valuable. He got a hold of his local comic shop and the guy said, "No, you don't." Yeah. Anyway, Nemesis Rogues Gallery, Dark Horse Miller World. Sorry, titles kick off with Nemesis.
Nemesis.
Who DC doesn't realize they own the copyright to, but that's okay. Anyway.
Oh.
Also a 2000 AD strip that of tremendous quality. But anyway, and Miller should know that. Anyway, the wait is over for the first Miller World title from Dark Horse Comics has been announced. The new relationship will begin with Nemesis in a story that flows out of last year's Miller World crossover event, Big Game. That event was published by Image Comics. Mark Miller has moved his Miller World line to Dark Horse for 2024. As the series begins, Nemesis is all but dead, broken and destroyed after the end of Big Game, but marshals a plan for vengeance against all who wronged him. The 5-issue Nemesis Rogues Gallery series, written by Miller, with art by Valerio, Gian.
Yep.
That dude.
Gian Giordano.
Gian Giordano.
Yeah, sorry.
Gian Giordano. It's all right.
And Lee Loneridge.
Lawfridge. That's how I would say it.
Yeah.
we
Well,
all
launched
know
on
I
July
suck at this.
24th. Yeah, Jay Lee provided a variant cover and colors by June Chung.
That was easy.
Miller explained the rationale for the Dark Horse book and gave his artist some kudos in a statement accompanying the announcement. Kicking it off with Nemesis just feels right, as it's been the most asked about character since our Big Game crossover concluded at Christmas. Miller explained this franchise was co-created with artist Steve McNiven, and both he and Jorge Jimenez set George set a pretty damn high bar, but Valerio clears it with a double flip.
There you go.
2 scoops.
You know, Dark Horse is really
few
making some moves, are they not?
They are.
They are quietly moving up on Images as a number 3.
Yeah.
As they should, like.
I like the black and white version better.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's nice.
I mean, I think Dark Horse right now is a testament to what happens when you stay
Jay
quiet
Lee with
and
that
work.
broken neck. Man, you can tell Jay Lee's work like a mile away.
Benjamin Soto says Big Game was fantastic. It got me back into the LCS.
Nice.
I've always wondered if DC screwed up with the Nemesis trademark like they did with Captain Marvel. A lot of times these companies don't realize what they have. That's the big thing.
No.
They just let it slide.
Well, Skybound kind of proves that IDW was the problem all along with G.I. Joe and Transformers.
Yep.
Oh, that was pretty obvious. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's not that those properties were bad.
No,
Not at all. In fact,
Nothing
a
wrong
lot
with
of retailers are grateful for the product that they've got now with that. So they're actually making some profit off of that book.
Oh, yeah.
Dark Horse is paying attention. Absolutely.
Finally paying attention.
Finally.
Glad somebody is. Glad somebody's paying attention.
Well, the first one of the mainstream comic book producers that writes themselves is probably going to, dominate the industry,
True, yeah. Once they can finally, start. I mean, the formula is simple. We used the formula for so many years.
Yep.
It's what people like. Find out what people like and make it. As an example,
it seems like a no-brainer, really. You do a product that people want, people buy it, and you make money.
Yeah. So I did a.
Wow, what a great
idea!
I'm working on a short story that really it was supposed to be a longer comic, but I'm putting it in. I'm doing a 6-page version of it that I can maybe extend later. And I've got kind of ideas for where it's going to go, but it's kind of a new aesthetic that I'm working on. I've been doing some of those like market searches. What are the trends on Google as far as what people are searching? And so I like to cross the genres, like people that search comics, what other genres did they look for? And so I started going through typical comic book genres to see where they were. Obviously, superheroes
porn
are always
maybe?
at the top. No, it wasn't porn.
Oh, okay.
Everybody knows where
I
they.
mean, porn matches with everything. That's a problem.
You're gonna need a search engine for that.
You need a search engine for that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's all right. It's a common mistake.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. I would hate to like work at a bank.
Yeah.
And like, talk to somebody, and as we're like, talking about their transaction histories, if we have to look at stuff, see like the links to the porn purchase histories.
Nice.
And I'm like, wow, you gotta
$75,000 to OnlyFans. Okay.
Holy smokes, man.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. How awkward would that be?
So what is this passed out Filipinas? What's this, sir? I was just wondering.
So let's just verify some transactions. Big busty whores.
Big booty badonkadonks. What?
Was that you?
Bazungas, sir. Like what exactly is this?
My Asian fetish 3. Was that you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Okay. All right.
Nice.
I've got one for gas at a gas station in Milwaukee. Oh no, that's not you. Okay. All right.
Okay. Yeah.
He's like, I don't leave the house. Obviously, you don't leave the house. Oh,
this
the
is
things that go through
horrible.
my brain.
And this whole time, we've got distillery here on the screen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Distillery.
Exclusive. This is exclusive for ICV2. Well, way to go, guys! Got your own exclusive article.
for all countries other than France.
Oh yeah, because screw France. Like
Don't start.
Absolutely.
Don't get them started on France.
Yeah, just like don't even mention it.
Oh boy.
Let's throw cool back in there too, because that's smaller France.
Yeah.
It's like it's like that line from Dumb and Dumber when he's like, it's like, we should go to Aspen, and he goes, I don't know, Lloyd, the French are a-holes.
Yeah, did you remember in Austin Powers, like, I'm very open-minded and I accept everybody but the damn Dutch.
Right. Yeah.
There was what's the name of that prime actor?
I just keep thinking they're the home country for the Coneheads. That's all.
Oh yeah.
We come
Right.
from France.
They come from
I come
France.
from France. Yeah. Very good.
Distillery is signed for international rights
You
representation.
know what I love? Hold
all
on.
countries other than France with the Weber
Yes.
Agency.
Hold on. You know what I love about Distillery's name? Whenever Randy says it, he inadvertently tries to say it without any vowel sounds.
Distillery.
Distillery. Distillery. And
Trying
when
to
he
read
does
it.
it sounds like he's a little drunk.
Yeah.
Distillery.
Well, whoever came up with that name. Anyway,
Learn your
Distillery.
words there, my friend.
Distillery was an existing first
Little early. Little
deal
early.
with French publisher Delcourt. The Weber Agency was founded in 2016 when Jeff Weber left his position at IDW Publishing, which included international and digital rights, to start his own agency. Weber spent 7 years at IDW and also had stints at startup incubator Carbon 7, as well as vice president production management at Andrews McNeil, who we covered in a previous article. Jeff has proven himself to have invaluable expertise in introducing new voices to the international market.
No.
Distillery co-founders David Steinberger and Chip Mosher said in explaining the choice, quote, "We're excited to see what he can do to increase Distillery's global reach."
Distillery.
Well,
Maybe-
I was wondering. I was like,
Distillery.
why would you hire somebody from IDW, the barn fire that it's become?
Yeah, because of the track record. Are you kidding me?
There you go. Oh yeah.
Those guys are going places, sir.
It introduces voices.
They're doing awesome things.
Yeah. Woo!
Doing great things over there.
Nobody
Maybe
nobody has been in charge of IDW and needs to work anywhere ever
Anywhere. Anywhere. Like,
Yeah.
they can bankrupt a Jack in a Box.
again. Especially Heather Ontos.
Yeah.
Maybe if Distillery can have a global reach, they can afford some vowels.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. There you go.
I always get nervous about this.
I have a dream.
Whenever so you start learning the code when you read things, right? New voices.
Yeah.
New voices.
I
Yep.
thought that's why everybody groaned.
It is.
Yep, it is.
Because we understand we know what new voices means now, right?
Yeah.
So I'm
My people.
actually
No
I'm
white
actually
people.
thinking, I am thinking about doing a number of like a social media marketing campaign to help increase the reach of Arrow Comics
Yeah.
by using these buzzwords.
No, dude, you're gonna sour people. You should make like old voices of comic books. Have their
But-
own space.
But finding
Yeah.
only sending those ads to a certain demographic.
Yeah.
There you go.
New voices. And then
Are you,
and
people
then
in
we can-
Portland? Maybe people in Portland.
Portland.
Yeah.
Portland is yes.
Specializing in diversity and inclusion.
Mm,
Oh
We
no.
hire white guys.
there you
Yeah.
go.
Diverse white guys. It's not diversity. Like, yeah, there's people from Poland, people from the Czech Republic, Brits.
There you go.
No French though.
We believe in straight white
except
male
for Fred.
representation.
Yeah.
And why not?
Yeah.
And why not?
Yeah, but keep the French out though.
I
You
was
gotta have
watching
rules. You gotta have limits.
I was watching this comedian.
Man's got to know his limitations.
Yeah.
I was watching this comedian. He was brown. He,
Oh,
says,
okay.
he goes, I don't believe in white privilege. And I'm like, so that immediately caught my attention when I heard that. I'm like, what? He goes, I don't believe it. He goes, if you're a white man, they're like, and I can't remember exactly how he put it. But he goes, he's like, they say that you have everything. You can do anything you want. And he goes, that's not true. You can't have an opinion. He goes, I can have an opinion. He goes,
Is it not like
having an opinion is amazing and liberating.
Yeah, dude.
Mm-hmm.
But he took that from Patrice O'Neill.
He might have. I don't know.
Could have been
said, like-
Patrice O'Neill.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Patrice. Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
dude. Like,
Yeah.
I love being a black man because I can say anything I want racially, and these guys just have to take like,
He
You
used
have
to
to take
light Bill Maher up.
oh
He used
yeah,
to
dude.
light him up,
He
man.
used to light everybody up. Like,
Yeah.
that was a beast.
Yep.
One of many comedians that went way too early.
Oh yeah. Dude.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah. It's unfortunate.
Yeah.
So we are now an hour and 13 minutes into this.
Mhm.
Our guest is not here, so I'm going to have to
Might
ad
have
lib a
to-
little bit.
Have to
Yeah,
retitle the episode.
We'll have to retitle it after it's over. Yeah.
Well, do it waiting on Dixon and be like
There
waiting
you
on
go.
Godot.
That's it.
It'd be like waiting on Godot.
Yeah, we're waiting.
A little
waiting on
existential there, yeah.
Dixon. Yep. And
Could call it getting chucked.
getting. I love this guy.
Chucked
I
in the deep end.
Yeah.
I can't wait to
Whistling
actually.
Dixon.
Totally chucked.
I can't wait to.
We got
actually,
chucked over. Yeah.
I have a ton of questions for him.
Yeah. And they're gonna stay in the back burner.
And they're gonna. And I'm,
Going back there on that list.
pile of questions is only going to get higher and higher.
Yeah.
So, and I joked this morning. I said, "Hey, this could be the last episode of Nerd Bacon this year," because
Yeah.
my goal for the year was to interview Chuck.
There you go.
So
we have a reason to keep them going.
There you
we're
go.
just gonna keep trying until we
Yeah.
finally get him in.
More goals.
Yeah.
Next week we are going to be doing an entire episode on building and writing and crafting
Oh,
effective trailers for your comic books.
nice. We should make an episode on what would it be like to have Chuck Dixon on.
Well, let's make that this episode
Yeah.
then, because we have some time.
That should be the year-end episode if he doesn't show up.
Yeah.
Yeah, like what
Yeah,
would it
let's
have been
EFAP a stream that Chuck actually showed up for.
Yeah.
like this would like what would it have been like?
It'd been like,
Oh, we could always take a little bit of time and snipe some of his videos so that he
Yeah.
answers the questions that we want to ask him.
Oh, that would be
Uh-huh.
hilarious. Yeah, we
Not
should definitely
necessarily
do
correctly, but get answered.
yeah.
that. So next week we're going to talk about
Proper trailer.
proper trailers. See, there's a lot of trailers that I don't think are very effective.
Mm-hmm.
But more than that, I don't think people are really getting their money's worth out of their trailers.
Yeah. And
They're
one of the
smart.
things we spoke with Crom is that like how not only like the production of the trailer, but how do you use it?
Yeah.
Like it's not supposed to be at your campaign page and that's it. Like it's a tool for you to go other places.
Like
with the trailer.
everywhere, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that trailer that we play. Speaking of
Mhm.
which, today's episode is brought to you by
Sorry
the
about
Shadow
that.
Kingdom.
Shadow Kingdom. In the time before Atlantis sank and the lands of the world were savage and untamed, one man would claim his destiny. Leaving his Atlantean tribe behind and throwing off the shackles of Lemurian bondage, he sailed the seas as a pirate captain before seizing his place as a king. And now that he has the throne, how long will he be able to keep it? This is the Shadow Kingdom, the classic sword and sorcery tale by Robert E. Howard, adapted by Randy Zimmerman, with artwork by Russ Leach. Available now at fundmycomic.com.
Great looking book. One of the books I'm most excited about this year.
Can't wait to see it.
Yeah, I can't wait to get this thing in my hands and see it. It's going to be great. It's going to be really good.
If you've never read Howard before, this is the book that you want to start on. This is it's recognized as the beginning of the sword and sorcery genre. There were legends and tales out before this, but this is the one that started all of the really big tropes out there and really started the whole market rolling in weird tales way back in 1929, almost a century ago. It's a great, great story. It's deeper than you would ever imagine, deeper than the comics that if you think you've read the story from the Marvel or Dark Horse adaptations, you haven't read the story. And in fact, we include the story in the back of the graphic of the sequentials. We put the prose in there just so that you can compare the two, and we hope that you do. I hope that you do, because you'll see it's really, really faithful to the story.
Yeah.
Really proud of it. And the artwork, unbelievable.
Some
Just
of Russ's
crazy good.
best work.
Yeah.
Period. Let's
By
take
far.
a look at that, actually.
There's some crazy good artwork there.
Hmm.
And again, 135 backers, way over our goal. Deeply indebted to Razor Fist for pointing this out to his platform. Look at that.
Well, asking him to write the foreword didn't hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's
He is
enough for what,
he is
2
a
weeks?
Howard Stan, man.
Russ went through and colored this to look like a Silver Age book on purpose, because he has a deep love for Conan, Buscema's Conan and barbarian work during this period. But this is Kull. This is before Conan. This is a different character. He's a king of, just comes in as king of Valusia. He's deeper. He's more introspective, where Conan just wants to go out and chop things up and then hit the tavern. Cull is constantly asking about his place in society, his place in the world, and whether or not he's making the right decision. And his buddy there that he forms a deep friendship with, Brule, keeps nudging him, going, just kill it. Just go over there and just kill it.
Kill it.
Yeah. And he finds out Brule, with the help of another Canoe, who's an old timer guy who knows how the world works, has to awaken Cull to the fact that there is a race of shape-shifting lizard people, and that's where that urban legend started, that are out to take his throne. And it takes him a little while to actually be able to wrap his head around it. But this page that we're looking at here, he's thinking back to the old legends and the days of the old monsters, and how man had to stand up to all of these crazy supernatural beasts, of which most of which they think that they've defeated. But really, there's still a lot going on in the shadows, which is part of the Shadow Kingdom.
Silencing new voices.
Yeah. And here they're traveling back to his castle after a meeting, kind of a party that they had in his honor, because he just became king of Valusia. And on his way back, Cull's head is just reeling, and he's imagining the city just taunting him for his kind of belittling him and his position. Yeah, you're just a king. There'll be kings. There were kings before you. There'll be kings after you, and you know. And here Brule is explaining the world to him, and how there was a big fight against all of these supernatural things, of which man came out on top.
I really love how there's no panel breaks. Like all these pages, like they're so beautiful.
Well, believe me, it was a challenge to letter.
Yeah,
especially those pages, because I was trying to keep Howard's prose in this as much as possible, and not go too overboard in the tell don't show. You know, it is a comic book, so we want to show more than tell. And I think it came out incredibly good. I'm really proud of it.
Wow.
I'm excited about it. Just, what is it, 16 days left on this one?
Yeah.
Guys, if you haven't backed it yet, you should go ahead and jump on there. If you back it today, you can flip Randy and Russ the bird. Be nice to see flip somebody the bird today.
There we are.
Wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I'm working on a new, like I said, I was saying earlier, working on a new short story. It was going to be, I think it will eventually be a standalone of some kind. But it is, it's a new aesthetic I'm working on. So I went to, kind of the Google Trends and trying to find what people are searching, what they're looking for. And a lot of people are really getting into fantasy these days, believe it or not. So I did a cross-section search of what people that search for comic books, what other genres did they search a lot of. And there was two that kept coming up: fantasy or sword and sorcery, and westerns.
Yeah.
Westerns. So I've created a new aesthetic.
I think that those are two genres that are going to be on a really hard upswing, especially in comics and graphic novels.
Yeah. Right, so I've decided to use a mashup of those two genres in a new aesthetic called fantasy westerns.
I have an idea, but I'm trying really hard not to make it racist. But hear me out. It's about humanity going into the galactic stage. And it's a short story called "Oh No, It's Humans," and it's about.
That is not a joke. That is a natural fact.
The Ku Klux Klan. Oh no!
Yeah, but the thing is, like, it's humans coming into war. No, rules of war, because we're humans. I want to take like the worst of every group and just put it into battle. And
oh no, it's humans.
Yeah, and it's just like, oh my god, like, who's putting the bombs? And that's the thing. Like, I don't know how not to make it racist, but I'm having a lot of fun thinking about it, and I'm starting to do the character designs.
There you go.
The ships look dirty and like icky and full of oil, and
Venture Western Sword and Sorcery is going to be big. Yeah, yep, I think so too.
Refresh it right quick. Let's see if we got any new backers.
Yeah, refresh.
Flip us.
136.
Yeah,
There we are.
Well,
Time for that
you
bird.
know what that means.
Yep.
Flip the bird.
So, Headless, you're going to love this new story I'm working on now.
Yeah.
And what's really cool about it is the storytelling is all allegorical because it's just retelling of Bible stories.
Oh yeah,
Like
there
I
you go.
take different characters and they kind of become like the analog for these other kind of stories. And I'm going a lot from the Old Testament, talking about prophets, and then I'm doing some of the more obscure judges.
Have
from
you
the Book
seen
of Judges? Yeah,
Have you seen the Keystone publishing works?
I have. Yeah,
Yeah. Some
But, I
pretty
mean,
impressive stuff.
you're not really going to know that this is like Bible stories unless you know the Bible story.
Sure. Yeah.
You're gonna be like, oh, okay, I see it in there. Okay, because I'm it's storytelling first, right?
Yeah, it's not gonna be like on the nose.
Pull from literature. You can't pull any more classic than that.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's fun, And so the first story that I kind of wrote, I thought it was going to be around 10 pages or so, 10, 12, maybe pages, because I normally go in increments of. So if I'm going to do a first act, I normally do 4 pages each. Like first act 4. If I'm going to do a short story, if it's a longer book, then I might do 6, 6, and 6.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah, that would be great. 6, 6, and 6.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not a rule, but it's a guideline that I do for pacing the story out to get my, to get the because I want to make sure that I'm completing a narrative with every book, even if it's a part of a larger arc like Hybrids is. I still want every book to have a complete narrative.
Yeah.
So it tells a story. And so there's a first act, second act, third act, and then I break that down into scenes, and then I do the same with that. How do I start the scene and end the scene, have some kind of dynamic in the middle of it so it has a complete flow of the scene? And so that's just kind of my writing style. And so I try to do that. And so I was asked by Joe Spicer to provide 5 or 6 pages for a thing that they're doing. So they take Bible stories, basically, is what they do, and reimagine them in this one book that they do.
Cool.
He says, I didn't know if you had anything. And I'm like, I kind of do.
Just imagine
How many
Moses as a
pages?
space opera. That would be crazy.
That would be awesome, right? Yeah, like that's. And so those are some of the things that I think about, as far as like, wouldn't it be cool? So I'm retelling.
Isn't like the original Battlestar Galactica based off of the Book of Mormon?
I think so. Yeah.
Dude, I wish I heard all of that, but in my head it's only like 6, 6, 6.
Right.
The beast.
We have that about you, yeah.
That's your hormones. I want to talk for a second about Shadowpunk asking if is Conan public. You really have to be careful about public domain. The old rule used to be the artist or the writer's death, and I think it was 70 years, which did put a lot of the Cull and a lot of the Howard material in public domain, because Howard passed when he was 30 back in 1939, I believe it was. But the new copyright law has a set date to it, especially for published works, and that date, that's why Steamboat Willie just went into public domain in January. So that date is 1929. And we're just now seeing a lot of the pulp material hitting that date. The Shadow Kingdom cover date was August of 1929 in the Weird Tales there. There's only like 2 Cull stories that are in public domain. The rest of them they found after Howard had passed, and they printed them a decade or so later. So you have to be really careful. Same thing with Conan. There's certain ones that are in public domain and certain ones that aren't. So you have to be extremely careful which ones you're looking at or adapting. But on the other hand, as each January kicks in, a new date kicks in. So next January, everything 1930 and before will be in public domain. And if you're a fan of this kind of material, especially the old pulp stories, we're only a few years away from Shadow, Doc Savage, Spider, all of these great old characters hitting public domain, and some of those stories are just incredible. I'm telling you. And Howard, like I said before, if you haven't read Howard, you really need to sit and read him, because he is. When I was growing up, I always thought these pulp stories were, I was always told they were like second-rate literature. Nobody considered them as good literature. They were all considered to be trash. But you sit down and you read these stories. These stories are incredible, just fantastic stuff.
And how badass is that he created an entire genre by the time he was 30?
He had no idea what he was doing. He was doing it because he loved it. He wanted to tell a story. Cull especially is very much Howard. And he spent years putting that story together. He wrote it, he put it on a shelf, he pulled it off, he rewrote it, he put it back up on a shelf until he cooked it and recooked it until he thought it was good, and then sent it into Farnsworth at Weird Tales, and he took it. And then once he took that, he had another half a dozen Cull stories ready to go. And he sent those to Farnsworth. Farnsworth only took one other story, and he rejected all the rest of them.
Yeah, but normally people who set trends like that don't know what they're doing. Like,
Absolutely.
it's always customers. Like Karl Barks with his Donald Duck comic books.
Yeah.
He was working in his house, like just making the comics and sending them. Nobody knew who he was. And he
didn't know he was popular. He didn't know he was popular.
Yeah.
He thought he was just doing something ephemeral just for his own enjoyment. And,
Three Stooges was the same way. They thought they weren't doing nothing. The studio told them, well, we'll take these shorts. Okay. That they weren't telling them at the time that they were making people take full movies just to get that Three Stooges short in front of it, But
I watched a documentary on Karl Barks, and there was this great where he was like being honored at this, and he's like, it was just nice to know that I wasn't wasting my life.
Yeah, exactly.
Howard passed in 1936. Yeah. So he was born in 1906. Thanks, Glenn.
There are several campaigns over here that are doing really quite well.
A lot of great stuff there. Yeah.
See, Silence.
This is the best little comic book shop on the net.
Yeah.
It really is. We've really focused a lot on the storefront stuff. And we're continuing to do that. Even a lot of our development going forward is more for an e-commerce type site than it is really for crowdfunding.
Meth Gator.
Meth Gator.
Well, the idea is that, that people can incorporate, what they would do for standard e-commerce, like with the shopping cart, coupon codes, things like that, onto their crowdfunding to make it more versatile and flexible for people. I just don't think that the standard model of the pink and green are very flexible for what we do, and I don't care for that. And really what it is that I think the biggest thing that I've had trouble communicating is really trying to retrain people on what they think a crowdfunding page should be, or like what a website should be for crowdfunding, and how crowdfunding itself works. We know that the larger sites, what they do is they bolster their numbers by taking credit for things that
for your own traffic.
Yeah, for your own traffic. Yeah, they're taking credit for a decent chunk, 10-12% of your own traffic they take credit for. And
working against you sometimes.
Yeah, and then sometimes they even work against you. And
I was just thinking the other day, how many thousands of dollars have customers given to IGG because of that stupid
by
tip?
accident? Yeah.
By accident, not even realizing that's what was happening. It wasn't.
That's why they keep it up, because it's working for them.
It is. You literally have to set it to 0 manually every time. Or they get money out of you.
Ours is automatically set to 0, but we do require that you choose to tip or not tip. That you have to click that button. I'm having worked retail and understand how the flow of things go. If you don't make them make the decision, they will always choose no.
At least with you, you're not forcing customers to back it, realize they made the mistake, refund it, which I've had about 7 refunds on IGG. You want to talk about a pain in the neck when you realize you've given away money you didn't intend to. So you refund the campaign and turn around and back it again without paying the tip. That's the shady part.
Yeah, that's pretty annoying. Here's another cool campaign. So this is book 2 of 6. Narwhal told me when he first started doing these, he goes, I'll probably still use the other sites, but I think I want to keep this one over here on Fund My Comic, make it a Fund My Comic book.
Nice.
And and I really like this. So Narwhal's kind of a brilliant animator.
That he is.
And very expressive with his art style.
And he's a hell of a writer.
He is. Yeah, he gets a lot of recognition for kind of being like one of those quiet geniuses.
Yep.
Very cool looking book. But yeah, this one's doing really well.
Yeah.
Obviously,
great to see.
Obviously, Shadow Kingdom is killing it right now. Iron Age Icons just broke $5,000.
There we
Still
go.
have 42 days to go.
That's an incredible idea. I mean, that's
have you guys seen the art in this?
Oh yeah.
Oh dude.
Yeah.
Adam Miller is like next level stupid good.
Next freaking level. Yeah.
Like it kind of pisses me off how good he is.
He is
Without even trying.
incredible.
Like without even trying. Like he just like blah, 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 and he like does it. And he's doing these pieces in like a couple of days. Like, are you kidding me? To do it that good, it would take me weeks to do it that good.
Yeah, he did Ironsides around
ridiculous.
Christmas. He's like, oh, I'm going to start on yours. He says, I should have it done by Christmas. And this was like a week before, and I was like, really? And then like almost right like Christmas Day, he sent me the finish, and I was like, happy, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, boy.
Yeah, yeah.
Look how good Death Raider looks.
Oh,
Man.
look, my Bob Rob.
So awesome, dude.
My
and
boy
St.
Rob.
George from the Kill Journal, man.
The Kill Journal.
Yeah.
That's nuts. Good.
There you are.
King Cryptid. I mean, just he's good.
Yeah.
So yeah, great project. And there was the whole like, it's really weird because these stupid internet trends and arguments, and I think that if you get distracted by all the internet shenanigans, you'll forget that there are really good people in independent comic books.
I mean,
Oh yeah.
Again, not trying to be racist, but all the white noise will deter you from.
Yeah, I hear you. Okay.
Well, in the shadow of the towers, there's a lot of good stuff happening.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And
in the shadow of the big monoliths.
I've thrown a couple of campaigns up here that just launched that they need some. They deserve some eyes on them, like
Bunny.
Nephilim Squadron.
Nephilim Squadron. Bunny.
Bunny's doing good, doing okay.
Needs help.
Needs to be better.
He needs help.
Needs some help over there. New
and
book.
Jens is a good guy too. So
yeah, very
good
guy.
The property looks really good, fun.
Wolf and Batsy is up there because it's because of you guys backing it and tipping the website.
There you are.
He was like, when he broke 5,000, he was just thrilled. And I think he's got 6 days left to go. But I'd like to see him hit that 7,000.
Yeah.
It was the catch up tier that got me. They're getting all 12 for that price.
Oh, nice.
Just incredible.
$12 for the digital.
How long has been
whole series? $40 for the whole series.
Yeah. How long has he been doing Wolf and Batsy? Like that's it's been for years, right?
Been a minute, yeah. I mean, it was obviously on Alternative for a while.
Yeah.
And then they.
I remember that.
Yep. I like Pete, but I'm noticing that he's parting ways with a lot of people.
Yeah. The thing is, the Alternative model is very particular, and it's not for everybody.
Sure.
So it's not really. I don't think it's really on Pete. It's just people don't really study what Alterna will demand of you.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of misunderstandings, but no, Pete's good people.
He is. Yeah, like I said, I like Pete. But I see. I'm curious to see what kind of overall changes are taking place.
Look at how much fun this book looks.
Looks
just
so much fun.
The
fun
character
stuff.
design. Yeah, the character design is on point, man.
Nice.
He's good
stuff.
at feet and hands.
Yeah.
Feet and hands are hard.
Yep.
He doesn't shy away from the feet.
Yeah.
No.
It's not hiding behind rocks.
Are we
Well, he's there.
somebody now?
He is there.
I was
He's
doing a
there.
consult with Nick Axe the other day, and he was talking about, You want to be funny? You just talk about what would be funny is having Rob Liefeld draw a anatomy book. And it's like you get to the feet. You get to the feet, and it's like fog. You know.
Mm.
You know, I think that would be a really great article for Flip City.
Oh, there you go.
Or for the
I
other
think
thing we're working on.
I think that would be fun. Yeah.
Yeah,
or the
how
bank.
to draw.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll do a section on how to draw feet.
We'll do that in the bank. Yeah, that'll be cool.
And
I'll
have
say,
the
okay,
spine.
here's
The
what you do.
spine
You
is
start
like
with
twice
this.
as long as a normal spine. You
I'm
know?
like, well, no, the spines were really short and the legs were super long.
Oh, that's
like
right.
you
That's
draw
right.
this
You're right.
leg. Like you might think you want to stop here, but no, go all the way down here.
But I've met
Taking it
people like
and
that
then
in real
go
life, like
together.
really short torsos and long legs.
Yeah.
They
And then
call
what you
that
wanna
a
do for the
shoulder?
feet-
That's not a
and
shoulder.
then what you want to do for the feet is just draw some fog over the rock.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we're gonna here's how you draw feet.
Just take your anatomy and make it extreme.
Exactly. Lob Reifeld's easy way to draw.
Rob Reifeld.
Easy way, anatomy book.
How to draw. That would be hilarious.
Lob
That would be.
Reifeld guide to life drawing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Rob's
Yeah,
anatomy. Rob's anatomy. There you
And
go.
just know we do it just
Good luck.
out of satire. I have nothing but appreciation for modern.
yeah, a
Rob
ton of respect
Liefeld.
for him.
Yep, ton of
Okay.
respect. Yep.
You should check this one out. That they funded already
Chosen
over
One.
on Green Site.
Oh, nice.
Chosen Juan.
The chosen
That's-
one.
that's
Chosen
great.
One.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And the Secret Society of Pod Gods.
We had a bar band around here for a while doing the circuit called Army of Juan.
Mm. Yeah, the things like that's a very old joke in Latin America.
Yeah.
There's
When
like a
you're missing, like,
deathcore metal band called the Oakley Dokleys. They all dress as the neighbor from Simpsons. You know,
mm,
Yeah.
okay.
the one with the mustache. You know?
Yeah, but it all started with a joke in the 90s, guys. It's like, hey, Juan's looking for you. Which
Doesn't
one?
everything
This one.
doesn't everything
Which one?
Yeah.
everything starts with a joke in the 90s or 80s.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, this is about
That's back when they had a sense of humor.
Yeah.
Guys, I got to think about going. I got to take the wife to lunch, and it's her birthday
Oh.
today.
Sure.
Oh, yeah. Take care of that, Ben.
And it's a milestone one, so it's I got to do it.
Yeah, we're probably going to close up here in about 20 minutes since
Deeply
we don't have a whole lot
appreciate you
more to talk about.
Mhm.
giving Shadow Kingdom a look this morning.
Well, it deserves
Awesome.
it.
Thank you so much. Yeah,
Mhm.
really, really proud of it. Can't tell you how proud I am of it.
You
The
should
Chosen
be.
Juan.
Just finished the end notes and sent them in to be laid out. So
Nice.
yeah, so it's all done. It'll be ready to go to press as soon as this campaign's closed. It's going to be a great product. Over 100 pages,
Nice.
70 of which will
Awesome.
be the comic story.
Wow.
Very
So
cool.
there's pre-production art. There's other artwork that Russ has done for it. Some great pinups in the back of the book, just absolutely phenomenal. And my end notes, Razor Fist introduction in the front. It's going to be a really
Cool.
nice book.
Glenn says you could have a trilogy: How to Draw Feet the Rob Way, coming up with ideas and concepts for comics by
That's a-
Stanley.
That's what call it, the Rob way.
And how
Rob
to ink
way
by
is easy way
Vinny.
to draw. Yeah,
How to ink by Vinny? No.
there we are. That would be funny too. First, get a crow quill. Second, get a lot of NyQuil.
I mean,
Yeah.
you want an
Yeah,
obscene
have a
amount of
page that's
NyQuil on your
completely have a page that's completely black.
body. Yeah,
Yeah,
like you want like
My
You
Rule
wanna be
for Unnecessary
real
Detail by Vinny Coletta. Yeah, Vinny C. Yeah.
you want to
Just
be like really
silhouettes of
drowsy
your
when
friend.
you start this.
Say what?
So you want to be really drowsy when you start this.
Exactly. No, real jittery. Extra caffeine, extra coffee.
Yeah, it
You want to
helps
make
with
sure
the line
uppers with your
quality.
downers. That's what you got to do.
Scratchy.
How to
Yeah.
win people? How to win friends and influence people by Wally Wood.
There you go. Yeah.
Hey, Alex,
yeah.
stop. Here you are.
Stop.
No, that would be like burning bridges. But
Finding joy in your work by Wally Wood.
I gotta run.
Yeah.
Thanks
Yeah.
a lot. We'll have the podcast tomorrow morning. As usual, we're going to look at Elric by P. Craig Russell. So Comics by
nice.
Night, 5 a.m.
See you, Randy. Give your
And
wife
we'll see you
our
soon.
Yeah,
blessing.
take care. Have fun at
Your
lunch.
wife, we said.
I will. Thank
happy
you, everybody.
anniversary. Yeah.
Take care. Yep.
Bye, man.
Funny stuff, man.
We'll see you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, I gotta leave.
Whoop. Uh-huh.
Yeah, Nick acts
That was
as
a long
hilarious to
goodbye.
talk to. That he is very, very deep guy. Very deep. Talking to him is just like, you you never hit the bottom with him. You never do.
I haven't met. I briefly met Nick, like in like a chat room or something like that, but I haven't actually sat down and talked with him yet.
Well, him and Karam are two peas in a pod. But he's more. Well, Karam is more on the existential end. He's more on the technical end. Yeah,
I'm looking forward to our conversation with Karam next week. I think it's gonna be a really good time. Yeah.
Yeah, Karam. Every time I talk to Karam, I usually wind up changing something on my campaign.
I made changes based on his feedback for hybrids, and I think it's worked. I've gotten random backers since then.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I haven't really done much promoting for it. I'd hardly ever promote it, to be honest, to be fair. It's unfortunate. I should do that more.
Yeah, promote my butt off for your book.
I appreciate that.
I love it serious.
I'm getting ready to do a new video for it that's a little shorter, but just taking the animation, and I've got a little song that I'm working on for.
Oh, the one you showed us?
No.
No, not that one.
No, I don't think I showed you the song I'm working on.
No, you showed us a song a couple of days back. It was very funny.
Oh yeah, that one was a different story.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry about that.
So, you know what? I should play that song for everybody.
Yeah.
Oh.
Dude, it's an excellent piece of art.
Yeah. So I do have it saved as a video somewhere. So let me see where I have that saved. I do believe it's called Whisper Network number 5.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see where I have that saved.
Oh yeah, I remember that now. Yeah, it's funny.
Maybe it's on my Dropbox.
Sorry for derailing the show like that.
No, that's all right. Like seriously, everything I had prepped today was for
your guest.
Was for my guest, and
yeah.
I don't have him, so.
Well, maybe we should do like a cardboard cutout of Chuck and interview
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or a hand puppet, Hey, I'm Chuck Dixon.
I wouldn't do that. I
that.
feel like he might think that'd be disrespectful. I don't want to come across as disrespectful at all.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Like, I ain't really mad he's not here. It's just like, it didn't happen.
Yeah.
Bummer.
Yeah.
All right, guys, check this out.
Of the city where the shadows grow, a secret society with screenshots to show. They gather in basements among boards and bags, whispering warnings of jerky boys and old hacks. It's a secret, the whispers in the night, a network of comic guys hidden in plain sight. It's a secret, the stories that they weave, a force to be reckoned with. The Whisper Network. Believe.
There's no reason why this should go so hard.
Digital knowledge like precious gold, speculating, percolating, contemplating, secrets unfold. With every issue read, a bond is formed. This brotherhood and love for comics adorned. It's a secret. The whispers in the night, a network of comic guys hidden in plain sight. It's a secret, the stories that they weave, a force to be reckoned with. The Whisper Network. Believe. Whisper Network. Number 5. You best behave if you want to survive. They're out to get you. It's all a conspiracy, or maybe just illusion or fantasy.
go to animate the crap out of this.
A force to be reckoned with, a whisper network. Believe.
I love the Nick Rhodes keyboard. You know, Duran Duran.
Number 5.
Dude, Glenn.
Believe.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so I found this thing called Suno AI. Since I can't sing anymore. So I wrote those lyrics and then prompted the hell out of it. Like, okay, yeah, and give me this and that, and then like seeded a couple of things in there and until it came up, and then it's in about 20 minutes, it wound up spitting out this very anime sound. Yeah, and I'm like, hey, I like that riff. Let's go with that one. And so I had a lot of fun with it. Now there's this other program that I think is pretty cool that I can write a riff. Like, say I do it on my keyboard, or I do it with my dulcimer. Like, I just write a riff, and you plug it in there, and it will listen to it and track it, and then come up with the backing elements to it in the style that you want, right? And then if you pair that with Band in a Box, you can then take that, and then it will kind of put all of your backing tracks in the song progression the way that you have it. And it's scary because I think it's going to get rid of the majority of producers the way this AI is working. Like I said, there's no reason why that should have gone so hard, right?
Right.
Like, why did that go so hard? I let my daughter listen to it. She's like, that's too good for AI. I know.
Yeah.
I said, really, the only thing that I did was write the lyrics.
Well, you have to have some kind of talent, though, to prompt them to get results like that.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
No, you don't. And the things like, at
it's
the end, like,
no more than AI.
Yeah,
it's no more than AI art. Yeah.
Yeah, as a musician, I mean, this was not done seriously, right?
No.
But as a musician, I will feel dirty if I put out a record using tools like that, because you're not really working.
Well, there are people that do now. You know that, right?
Ugh.
Like, they will sell songs that are
AI generated.
Yeah, AI mastering is ridiculous now. The quality, the bit quality of what Suno puts out is not very good. Like, if you're actually going to use any of that, then you have to try to separate. Ideally, you would find a vocalist to sing the melody for you, and you could take that. Literally, you could take that and put it in Band in a Box, and it'll pull out all the parts for you, and then use real musicians to play the parts.
So maybe like using it as a maquette to go to the band and then like work on it. Maybe.
Right? Yeah. Like, hey, here's something. Here's a starting point for us. But again, I think that's what AI art is good for. Like, when I'm looking for a reference, I pop in to my Midjourney, like, hey, this is what I'm looking for, and it just gives me a starting point. Some place to look from. You invite me and I will be there on your stream, Finatra, to talk about music, AI music, real music, how you can marry the two together. Because it's really cool how this all works. But the fact that AI is getting so good, it's the same thing that we worry about with art. It's like, if you're just a standard commercial artist and all you're doing is, like, basic, simple things, like, if you're a photo basher, your life is screwed, man.
Yeah.
Your life is like, you're not going to get a job for concept work.
You need to find something else to do.
Yeah, you need to learn accounting or something.
Or learn to code.
Learn to code.
Well, it kind of sucks, the idea that that there's probably never going to be another Wrecking Crew or Toto.
Right.
Oh, dude, people are still playing, because the things like some people do it because they love it. And maybe it would be more difficult to.
Well, people complain about the synth music in the 80s and 70s and 80s.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what. So last night I was watching a video about the polysynth Moog. Moog polysynth.
Yeah, the Moog.
Yeah, Polymoog or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
And I was watching that, and they were talking about how it was. What's his name?
I mean, Pete Townsend embraced that
Not Pete
thing.
Townsend, but the guy, Cars.
Gary Newman.
Thank you, Gary Newman.
Gary
So
Newman.
I was like, he kept mentioning Gary Newman. I was like, I want to hear the sound that Gary Newman. And sure enough, it's the default sound in the Moog keyboard.
Or Thomas Dolby.
Hey,
yeah.
By the way, Antoine Haynes has made a very pertinent question in the chat.
Yeah. Where's Chuck? We don't know.
We don't know.
We don't know where Chuck is at. We're going to retitle this episode. Instead of diving into Dixon, it's going to be Waiting on Dixon.
Waiting on Dixon.
Waiting on Dixon.
Yeah. So,
or AKA Chucked.
Yeah, we've been chucked over.
Yeah. So I went and I was like looking at some of his old stuff. But did you know that Gary Newman has a new song or a newer songs out?
Yeah.
And they are awesome.
Oh yeah.
Most of these 80s guys just keep doing the same thing they always did.
Yeah.
But with new technology to be able to do EDM stuff, oh my gosh, he just adapted. And I feel like he's actually living in the creativity that he wanted to live in the 80s.
He's finally reaching. We're finally catching up to him, basically.
Yeah, basically. And so it really comes down to, I think, the user, the person.
Dude,
how
do
can
you remember those like old Casio keyboards in the 80s? That one that there was as big as a dining table.
Yeah.
Programming that stuff was, dude, like basically building a rocket.
Yeah.
And people will exert sounds out of that. Like, so a guy with a mind like that with today's technology,
right?
I mean, he's in the basement, obviously.
You know what Cars was based off of? Road rage incident.
Oh
yeah,
because he's so autistic that he didn't realize he'd pissed off this guy so drastically. The guy was like out for his blood, and so that's where that song came from.
I couldn't tell you if he became a test pilot, but his daughter sings on this song, "My Name Is Ruin," and that song is so good. Holocron has asked me to use ChatGPT to take on the persona of Chuck Dixon and ask it questions. We could very well do that.
What would Chuck Dixon say?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. If we get real bored, we might jump into that. But it makes me think. So we have this term called, this phrase that we would use. Speaking of guitarists, that it's not the gear, it's the bones, the tones and the bones.
Yeah.
Like that player can pick up any gear and make it sound good.
Yeah.
And I think that's true. I think now obviously with better gear, they can push the limits of that gear itself, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I've tested myself with some of this stuff. I've got a really expensive Helix, that's got tons of all the stuff I can do in there. But I thought, can I do this with like one or two? Can I get equally cool sound out of like one or two small pedals that fit in my backpack?
Yeah.
So that I don't have to set up much on a Sunday. And I was able to do it. Like I was able to get this sound, and people did not realize I stopped using my Helix for like the last month.
Some of those emulators are really stunning.
And they have limitations, but I think the limitations make it fun too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm more analog in my approach. Like, I don't really care for pedals and whatnot and sound and sustain. I really need my guitar to be like properly calibrated.
Yeah.
To do the things I do. So,
well, that's why that is. Doug, why do you think that is that Pedro does that? Why, Doug?
It means you're a catcher, not a pitcher.
Nice. Yeah, dude. No, but I mean, it's like normally I have a
I don't even want to know the context of that.
Yeah, me neither. I just was way over that. Like, whoo, okay. Like, dude, I only have like
Doug the Naple is one of the creepiest people, I swear.
Yeah, dude.
He's creepy.
Like this, like Doug. He just I can't. It's fun to watch.
Yeah.
It's fun. I mean,
he's in the drawer. I don't get it. Like
I don't get it either. But
Yeah, I don't get it. It's,
Randy clipped
Earthworm
that
Jim
for
was
me.
my jam back in the day, but that guy's
Yeah.
great.
Box pedal. See, now I love delays, reverbs, synth pedals.
Yeah.
I love stuff like that. So I've always I like to see how far can I push the boundaries of this one single instrument, which at the time was guitar. Like, how can I make all of these sounds with one instrument? And then I got to where,
well, it's like Devin Townsend. The reason why his music is so expansive is because he sees colors. He's got synesthesia, and so
dude, we all see colors.
No, I mean he hears the music or sees the music in colors. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Well,
He sees the music in colors. My fault.
Okay.
Synesthesia.
Yeah, that makes a little more sense.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I missed that little element there. But.
Yeah, but no, I do. But I do like just I always start with the clean sound of the amp.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, okay, what's it going to sound like if I just get it to the edge of breakup?
Mm-hmm.
See, that's the thing, because you have to have more than a Vox pedal for David Gilmour. You have to have an actual AC30. In fact, you need
then
two
you
AC30s.
also have to have his brain in hands too. So yeah.
Dude, I didn't realize it, but I didn't realize it till I was playing. I did some guitar parts for recording for this one rocker, and she was really good. And she brought me in to do some work, and she's like, "Man, you play like Gilmour and Santana had a baby."
Nice.
And I was like, "Really?" And I'm like, I didn't even think that was like, I didn't think that was my style at all. I thought, I'm like, this guy or that guy or whatever. Yeah. And so I went through and started doing, for 2 weeks, just listening to every solo that I could find of those two guys. And I realized what had happened. I grew up around my brothers and sisters, and my brother was a huge Pink Floyd fan, loved Santana, loved ZZ Top. And I realized that as I was listening to music and when I picked up the guitar, my brain and my emotions were so tied to the sound that I was able to just grab that sound. You know, that it was just what I,
but
those
don't you have
notes,
like
the phrasing.
a guitar player like that shaped the way you play? Because the thing is, I was like a regular all the meal shredder. I was listening to all the Maiden records, all Megadeth, all stuff. I want to play that. And then I listened to one lineup of the Rollins band, and there's this guitar player there called Chris Haskett.
Yeah.
The way he approached guitar completely changed what I was doing, but I wasn't playing like him. But it really reshaped what I was doing, and then that became my style. That's when I got seriously into bands and whatnot and started playing. I was like, oh, Pedro's playing there. That happened because of Chris Haskett. I have to acknowledge that.
I think that I think it's like with art and comics and stuff and writing. There are people that will influence you, and you may not have an exact style. It may not really sound like them, but it just it does impact kind of where you go as an artist. And
and they don't necessarily have to be the most incredible, visually. It's like Yngwie Malmsteen is boring to me, but I hear Billy Duffy, and Billy Duffy's simple compared to Yngwie Malmsteen. But I can listen to Billy Duffy all day, and I turn Yngwie off. Even though technically Yngwie's a better guitarist.
I don't like him.
Yeah,
it's all about the phrasing and the emotion that's in it.
Exactly.
It's I know people that are technically better artists than others, but I don't care for them as much.
And the thing is, Yngwie and that whole shred era. My favorite guitar player from that era is Greg Howe, and he used to play for Michael Jackson. And that guy he was like a Van Halen clone for a couple of years, and then he came up into his own sound. And they just a beast.
There you go.
So I do visualize sound, but not as color. I visualize it as a. Let me explain this.
Yeah, do it.
Maybe you'll get this. Remember the parachute when you were a kid, and the whole school, the whole class would grab a bit of the parachute and they put a ball on there, and you got to move the ball around with the parachute. I look at sound like that. Each part of the sound, the sonic space kind of moves that fabric around, and you're manipulating that, and the ball is human emotion.
Mhm.
And so you're
Okay.
using the music to manipulate emotion.
Well,
And
I
so
do
that's
see
kinda how I
music in
visualize it.
color. I do see music in color, but I see color everywhere. So
Well, that's because you're racist.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm.
I mean, it is what it is.
The Ku Klux Klan. Oh no.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what that's how I visualize it. So
Mm-hmm.
try to explain that to people, and they don't. Yeah, they don't know.
No, but I get it.
Looking
It's
at
like a
an idiot,
balancing
but-
act, right? You're
Yeah.
talking about like a balancing act, going like don't let the ball drop.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Basically.
if you want the tone of a like a Gilmore or a May or one of those guys,
Yeah.
the Vox AC30 is what you want. You want it in stereo,
Yeah.
and you want to run your guitar. I normally run it like I twiddle with the volume, so that when I run it full, I've got breakup, like full distortion. But I pull it back to the edge, and then I hit the breakup when I'm just playing. But what you also want is you want a compressor, a light compression at the beginning, and then you want your volume pedal, and then because you don't want to volume the compressor, you want to control the volume of the compressed sound, and then you want another light distortion like an 808
screamer?
or something like that. Yeah. You know, something I really liked. I preferred the Soul Food. I don't know if you're familiar with that pedal, but it's like a very subtle overdrive sound. And so I would just put that in about halfway. And then it's chorus. You got to have a little bit of chorus with the Gilmore sound. And then you got to stack at least 2 delays and run those delays into your reverbs. And if you get really, really creative, you throw another delay at the end of your reverbs and turn that on every once in a while just to F with people's ears, because it's really, really cool to do that. And so it was about stacking all these tools together. It's just kind of like in art when you're using all these different tools, you know, to make a picture. Or, you know, some people, you know, there for a while, they didn't consider digital art real art, right? Like, it's not real art, you know, because you're drawing on a computer. Well, it is real art. You know, you're really drawing it. And right now, you know, we're at the point where it's like, well, AI art's not real art because you're not really drawing anything. And I still think that. I believe that. But I think there's a world where AI art becomes a layer of what you do. I'm just curious to find out what that's going to be. And
yeah, because right now it looks lazy. That's the problem.
Right now it looks lazy. But I'm trying to actively find out, like, figure out how can AI be a part of my workflow and not be afraid of this tool, but somehow embrace it as a layer of it. Like back in the day, it was like, well, if you want an organ sound, you had to use an organ or horn sounds, just whatever.
Yeah.
No one wanted the keyboard sound or the synth sound. And then the synth sound became pretty commonplace, right? And I remember even when there was electric guitar, there was guitarists. You know, I remember reading about guitarists that hated the idea of an electric guitar, you know?
Oh, amplification, yeah.
Yeah, of amplification of any kind, you know? And it's just, you know, we evolve and it becomes a part of the art form. And so I don't want to be
they tried to
in this-
cancel Bob Dylan for going electric.
Mm-hmm.
They literally,
Oh yeah,
they
he
literally
was
tried
a
to
folk
cancel him.
singer. Yeah, he was a folk singer.
So when he plugged in, they're like, it's the end of the world, you know. Well,
Bring jingles back, yeah.
Yeah.
Gary Moore, Glenn. Yeah, Gary Moore's good.
Oh, Gary Moore. Yeah.
I have a guitar rig. Nice.
Yeah.
Alan Holdsworth.
If you want to play like
Oh,
May,
yeah.
Hendrix, and
Oh, yeah.
Gary Moore, to name 3, better have some talent. You better have some talent, yeah. Like you got, and it's a lot of practice. You got to be able to. The thing is, it's not just. So here's where it comes down. If you want to get the sound, you can get the tone from the gear all day long. But it's about being able to nail those big notes. And you don't know how many guitarists try to hit those big notes and they're dead.
Well,
they fret them out.
one of the most influential guitarists of the 80s was this little 15-year-old kid named Reno who played with this Flock of Seagulls.
Right, yeah.
And you know, when you hear in Iran, I mean, people were trying to get that guitar to him for years, and it's just a 15-year-old kid, and he just I saw him do a reunion concert with it. He hadn't played a guitar in like over 20 years, and he just brought it right back, you know, in one practice. And you know, and that was just, you know, nothing really complicated about it, but he just basically he just had it. Whatever that is, he had it. And it's just
right.
very
A lot
simple.
of these people come up by accident. But what I like about the limited tools, I like to again, I like to start with limited tools. What can I do with the bare minimum?
Yeah.
Because I feel like putting that limitation on yourself allows you to fall into the creative mindset more, right?
Eddie Van Halen.
Exactly. I think if you have too many options, like you can start getting into that, and you start getting into the technicalities of it, like the original Poly Moog, right? The original one. You could control. I mean, if you were patient, you can come up with some great sounds, but you had to go through parameter after parameter after parameter. And I think if you have too many options, it actually stifles your creativity. So I like to pull some of those options back. Like when it comes to art or writing or things like that, let's pull it back. Like for instance, like this new story that I'm working on, that and I still haven't even named like what the world is going to be. But this idea of like, let me pick 2 genres that are popular. Let me find a way to make those aesthetics look cool. And when I say, oh, I can use any genre out there or anything and I can make it do anything. When I say, let me fit to these 2 things and start to create in that, then once I kind of get into a flow, I can start to really get creative with other ideas and bring other.
I watched this documentary on Richard and Wendy Penny. And Wendy, she saw anime when she was a young girl, and she started drawing the big eyes and kind of like the expressive stuff like that. And she was doing this back in the 60s, and she was like ridiculed for that, and she basically what she created in her private, being ridiculed by her family and rejected by everybody, turned into ElfQuest.
Right. Super popular. Headless is right. Lots of innovation comes from finding workarounds for your limitations. And I think that's the other thing. So like when it comes to art, writing, being creative, there's a lot of limitations. And I find this even like when people are making, I just saw this one, Finatra. We do need to make an an FMC jingle.
Yeah, we do. Yeah. We do.
We'll figure it out. We'll get it. Yeah, let's do it. We'll do it. It'll be fun. Here's what I like to do is do like, I haven't done this yet. I want to try it. I want to try an AI base, like there's a start, and then pop it into one of my DAWs, and then just start building on top of there. Like, okay, well let's play with it and have fun, and see what happens with it there. Let that kind of be the first seed of the, what can we do from there? And the little foundation, and see what I can build off of what the computer thought was cool, or whatever.
What you just said gave me chills, man.
Why?
What the computer thought was cool.
What the computer thought was cool.
Yeah. Like, ooh.
If the computer thinks anything is cool, we're gonna have Terminators.
That's exactly. This is some Terminator. Wow.
There's that guy that like wrote an
article. You want Skynet? Because that's how you get Skynet.
Well, so the Google AI thing that they had. There's a guy that worked there that's trying to say that it's sentient. He goes, no, it's achieved self-consciousness.
Well, great, because they thought it to be racist. Yeah,
like, no, it hasn't. They keep saying that it hasn't. That it might think, but at some point, it's going to be able to learn off of its own model. If you have, what we call AGI, artificial general intelligence, it's going to be able to learn off of itself so much that at some point, it's going to think that it knows what consciousness is, and it's going to think that it has it. Because it just reminds me of, Forrest Gump. Everyone's like, they didn't think he knew what love was, and he's like,
dude, like, I don't know. Like, I just want to make sure that once AI turns against us, there's a war. If we happen to win, I want to bring bullying back and get all those nerds at Google. Just give them wedgies for years and then
Levi's right. The fan is what it thinks is cool. Like, I really love that fan. It's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the one problem with what they're doing with these algorithms is they do this machine learning fairness. Yeah. And they're trying to teach these machines to be exclusionary So
Yeah.
the next
Good
logical
inclusion.
step for the machine, once it becomes self-aware, is to exclude humanity.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
We're screwing it up. I mean, I watch video after video after video of these people, saying how dangerous this is. That
This nerds.
Yeah, and they're like, so everyone's, rather than try to outlaw it, everyone's trying to race to be the first one to get it so they
To
can
destroy
control
everything.
it.
Yeah.
Because they're like, well, we can't let bad people get a hold of this. So if the bad people develop it first, it's, you know what it is? It's the nuclear race all over again.
Mm-hmm.
It's
I think that's called deterrent, right?
It's terrible,
Well,
man.
not to quote Dr. Malcolm, but in a rush to see if they can, they're not asking the question, should we?
Should they? Yeah.
Should we? Yeah.
Right. And I'm like over here, it's like, oh, wow. Radium can glow in the dark. Let's make some glow in the dark crap. That's who I am.
Glow in the dark makeup.
They're trying to make weapons.
Hey, Marie,
out of it.
Marie, you wanted to try this out?
Yeah, I
for
want to try this. Yeah, this lip balm.
Yeah. Yeah, they're like, they're using it to try to build a bomb, and I'm like, I wonder if I can paint a picture with this. So I mean, that's kind of where my mindset is. I want to try to take these things and try to incorporate them into
Mushroom clouds are pretty.
Creativity.
Yeah,
they are. It's like, that's neat. Look at that. That's cool.
Wow. Yeah. What's that coming my way?
Yeah, but we've had one campaign that used AI elements and they photo bashed with them on Fund My Comic. They were very, very upfront about it. It was a card game. Didn't do well because of the marketing wasn't there, obviously.
Yeah.
But I'm seeing more and more of.
Yeah, the thing is, like, as long as you don't sell it as I did this, I don't mind people using AI art, but don't say like, hey, look at my art. Like, no, it's not your art.
Yeah.
You're a prompt.
Like on that song, I wrote the lyrics. I'm like, I wrote these lyrics.
Yeah, exactly.
I sat there and typed them in, and I was like, no, this is okay. This is what I wanted to say, because believe it or not, I'm a pretty decent lyricist.
I mean, the lyrics were clear. I understood them, and they had a nice, like, the melody was cool.
And if you understand the inside jokes, they were really funny.
Yeah.
Because there was a lot of inside jokes in there.
Yeah.
It had a hook, and I could dance to it.
Right? Yeah.
There you go.
I mean, it did feel like an anime intro song. Like.
Well, that's what I prompted it to do.
Mm-hmm.
I said, "Hello, computer."
It's way better than most praise songs these
slave.
days. The
What's better?
7-Elevens.
Yeah, it's better than modern worship songs.
Anything out of Bethel, which makes my skin crawl.
Oh my gosh. And my rap name is just Stone.
Nice.
Stone, yeah. But yeah, so I'm curious to kind of see how those are. Like, I think people are using Chat GPT and stuff like that to write their stories for them. And yeah, I can tell. We can tell. Like, where's the creativity? Where's the human thought? Even on one of these chat models that is built to put in the filler words and to respond more human-like. It's not human. It doesn't understand what it feels like to feel. Like, it cannot understand feelings.
Well, I've often wondered is the reason why they hired all these bad writers is to lower people's, expectations so far that they can replace them with AI.
That's
AI
like
would be an
5D
improvement.
chess, man. That would be like 5D chess. It's more of like, we don't want to pay you the money.
Right.
We're paying for good writers, so let's just get. Do you have any friends? Bring them in.
I
think it was royalties. Royalties was the big part. Is they wanted to squeeze out all the people that were.
Well, think about this: the SAG, the writer strike. What was one of the things that they said that they were fighting against?
AI.
AI, right? Why would they fight against AI if AI hadn't already been being used?
Yeah.
If there was already no, we're not using AI, why would they say, we don't want you using AI? That means there was already AI being used in some of the writing.
Well,
a lot of work.
You watch Justified and see the dialogue that's in Justified, Elmer Leonard style dialogue. And then you see something like out of like Rings of Power, and you're like, the difference is so incredibly wide.
You saw Rings of Power?
I watched clips of it.
Okay. Cool.
on review shows, but I
Yeah.
didn't watch the thing.
I was on a stream once with Hero Darky Dark, and I was also on that stream with Aaron Jordan.
Oh,
He's-
yeah.
He's African American, right? He's black guy.
Yep.
And
Freaking savant.
and I was saying goodbye to Aaron, and Darky Dark was. I was going to say goodbye to Darky Dark, right?
Oh,
So
no.
I said goodbye, Aaron. Goodbye, Darky Dark. And I said no. I said that's not racist. I mean this guy down here. I'm not calling Aaron Darky Dark. I thought that was funny. So like, it was a
You're
funny
not
stream.
Darky? Really?
I almost
Seriously?
yeah, Hero Darky Dark, right? So like that's his name. And so I was on a stream with this guy, and he's come over and he's brought over his Relentlessly Bullied Hero book.
Oh, nice.
Which this looks really good.
Yeah, but okay, so
it's anime.
So
it's
to
manga.
not be racist, you have to go say his full like on-screen name, like Darky Dark. If you say just Darky,
yeah,
that would be.
But even at Darky
bad.
Dark,
yeah,
Is it
that's
Darky
nice.
Dark and the Funky Bunch or something?
Way to go, Darky.
That'll do. That'll do it on it.
Awesome. No,
But
this is
whoever's
awesome.
artist is, he's definitely nailed the manga feel.
Yeah.
Which
The
dude,
manga.
I am falling in love with the panels, how they work. I'm falling in love with this kind of stuff.
The action panels. Yeah.
Did you
It's
know
the
that all this
best,
came
man.
from most of this basically was inspired by Clint, the guy that did the DuckTale cartoon comics.
True.
Because that's the comic that inspired the guy they call the Godfather of manga. You know, was
Carl Barks.
Carl Barks, yeah. And
Like, look at this! It's so cool.
Yeah, dude.
That's the kind of panels, and so I've started adding more of that into my my work.
Dude, this is giving me like notes of Solo Leveling. Like, if you haven't seen that, check that out. It's a big
Love
comic
these
book out of
crazy perspectives.
out of Korea. Looking really good, man.
That's a great character. Nice. Okay, this is not to be sexual, but nice thigh gap.
Yeah, that's
Like that is really
spicy.
well drawn. Yeah,
That's roomy.
Yeah, this is nice. Just the overall anatomy looks really good. Very solid anatomy on that one.
Oh, man.
I like the use of power here on this.
Yeah.
Well, we were pointing out that you know, since they've retired Rogue's Nice Peach, you know, we're going to replace it with a Perfect 10. You know,
This is cool.
Mm-hmm.
Now this is what
action.
chibi should look like.
Yeah.
I saw the chibi for Yara, and I didn't like it.
No.
It wasn't chibi enough.
Yeah, that's
You're not allowed to not dislike something of Yara. You can't. You're
I'm
not
sorry.
allowed. That's not
Yara
allowed.
Yara or Yaira?
I
Yaira.
don't
Yara.
Yaira. Yeah, that's like, I don't know.
Look,
I'm confused.
we've
I get
already
confused.
established I pronounce things the way I want to.
Yeah. You do
Right.
what you want. It's your show.
I do what I want. I pronounce things the way I want. But this looks good. I think more of you guys should be over here backing this.
Yeah, I like it.
I don't know what you're doing. I don't know why you're sleeping on this.
Way to go. Okay, I'm not gonna say it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give me it all. Physical books, all that stuff.
Yeah.
There you go.
I like
Yeah,
this.
too
Look, and so you
immature.
got the chibis in there.
I am too immature.
Looks like they have like 6
$15
pages of Looks like I have about 6 pages there
This
of
is the
rewards.
Yeah, this is the Fund My Comic exclusive cover.
There you go.
It's
Here,
cool,
here.
man. It's so cool.
Yeah.
This is good. This is good, guys.
It's good.
This looks amazing.
It's tight.
It's tight. Tight.
Tight like it's drum. It's tight like a drum.
Tight like a twigger. Yeah. 52 pages.
Nice.
Wow, 52 pages.
Nice grouping. Very nice grouping.
Yeah, I've been working on it. $7 for the digital.
There you go.
Come on, guys. 44 days to go. Go over there and back this one. Do it. Do it.
Do it now.
Do
Do it
it.
now.
Do it.
Do it hard.
Do it.
What are you waiting for? Do it now.
Just do it! Don't let your dreams be.
Did it play?
A little bit.
A little bit. I don't know. It's jacking up over there.
Eaten by ants or something.
Probably.
Yeah. Haven't seen him ever since.
Comics Crusaders spoke with Darky Dark last week. Yeah.
See?
There you
Hey,
go.
comics.
There you go. Yeah. There you go.
Wait, Aaron's black. Yes, Aaron's black.
Yeah, you
never
see,
gets old.
Hojo doesn't see color. It's just love it.
I won't call you the opposite sex, but I will call you whatever name you choose.
Yeah,
Right,
exactly.
yeah. That's pretty much how it is. I'll call you whatever. It's like, but don't try to. It's crazy. Yeah, Darky Dark is a nice person. I like them. Very talented. Welcome, Pixel Traders. Good to have you
Yeah,
here today.
Pixel. What's up, baby?
We're just waiting on Dixon. That's all.
Yeah.
And some of these books are really cool.
Mhm.
Now, let me see what else is on here that I think should be getting some more attention, or any attention. Tits.
Hmm.
I had to laugh at the name.
Yeah.
I had to.
Oh, it's an acronym?
It's an acronym, yeah.
For what?
It stands for Transmigrant Interdimensional Taxi Cab Service.
Nice.
Tits.
Okay. Tits.
Yeah. It's about
Wow.
cab drivers. This
All for
book
your
is
tits.
literally about cab drivers.
Nice.
Yeah, I can
mention-
see cabs everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely. That's what I think of when I see that.
You
I
know
was
that,
like,
that
hey,
checkered,
hey, that's
you
a
know
cab.
that-
That's a-
yeah, you know that checkered pattern on the taxi? That's like an American thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you don't see that in Latin America at all.
Mm-mm.
You don't?
No, in any country. It's
I
just
thought you
like-
saw it in Savannah.
Hmm.
Havana.
Havana, Cuba.
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 Is it Cuba?
The interior art looks good on this one.
Yeah,
It's
it does.
before that nice young man took over.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the fat dude. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
The foreshortening on this arm's a little weird. It's a little
Yeah,
off.
it happens.
It does. It's hard.
That happens.
Foreshortening.
And that's the thing. Like, that's the thing with art. Like sometimes I actually welcome little mistakes like that.
Looks great here.
Because that means it was made by a human.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, this looks good.
Oh.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I like the painted style on this. It works for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's really hard to achieve. You know, it's really hard to get somebody to do
David
that.
David Gunna line
Gunna.
art, colors, character design, logo.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Colton Sorrells and Casey Sorrells, word and concept.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. Wow, they must have had them like going on at one time or something. Have that many art teams.
Yeah, this is great. This is great. Again, it's one of those things I think it should have a couple backers on there, and no one's seen it yet, I guess.
Yeah.
$10 digital.
Nice.
How many pages is it? Issues 1 through 9. So it's a lot. There's a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
There. 55 for the Quantum Chasm.
Mm-hmm.
Get digital copies of the entire series.
Mm.
That's 10 issues of Tits.
Tits. Yes.
Yeah.
Give me 10 of tits, please.
What he needs to do is to put it all together and call it the Titty Book.
The titty book. Yeah.
Yeah.
It comes in pairs. Actually, he should sell them in pairs.
Two volumes. Two volumes.
Two volumes. Yeah.
Yeah, I love
And
it.
then, and you want like you like 4 issues, it would be like, hey, get the double D.
Yeah, the double D's.
I mean, just
Yeah,
go
there you
full in with the acronyms, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I'm glad to see this is getting more traction.
Oh, yeah,
sounds
sounds good.
good. Yeah,
I
dude.
back that one. I back that one.
Mhm.
I love
didn't
when
realize.
Source
I
also
didn't realize he
did
was
that.
like Benjamin Franklin.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
that was his
I
pen
remember,
name.
I kept that title. I know. That title. I was like, why are they using Benjamin Franklin's pen name? You know, and I was like, oh
No,
crap.
Because
Yeah.
Benjamin Franklin is a time traveler.
Yeah. As soon as I saw that, I'm like, back. You know,
Crack. Ouch. This is a great panel. I love
if
that.
you see in their credits, they got an actual historian that's helping them with their.
Oh, that's his
historical-
father. That's the father, the creator.
Someone shared this page right here, this panel,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and they said this is how you do snow in a comic book. And I said,
Yeah,
oh,
it was
yeah.
Jared
I
Brinkley
saw
from
that.
Frost Comics. Yeah.
Yeah. No, the
I like
thing is,
Jared.
there was another page with snow in it that looked like a lot of men had fun.
Mm.
Oh,
And, yeah.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
didn't look like snow.
They,
And
they
then
might have
like,
had too much grip on the brush, you know, a little bit. Too much
yeah,
grip.
so you got
guys,
brush heavy.
we're also still over at fundiverse.com. We don't have
Yeah.
any live campaigns right now, but we do have people signing up. It is the same engine that runs Film My Comic, but right now what we're doing is the first
Get that
25
fish.
campaigns that comes over here will get a 0% platform fee to help populate, if you help populate this site. The same engine runs it, so you know it's been tested for a year. You know it works. We just now are trying to populate and run traffic to the site. Right now, I'm getting plenty of traffic to the site, but I don't have any campaigns on there, so people just like hit and leave because there's nothing there, right? And so we're trying to populate it with campaigns. But so that's there, and I backlink both of the sites to each other.
Yeah, that would have been a good place to stick that musical group.
It really would have, but we weren't ready to launch that at the time.
No.
Yeah. Nano 13 is doing well. They could be doing a little better. Still 21 days to go.
Yeah.
But very impressed with some of these.
I think I backed that one too.
Here.
Nice.
Yeah. Shadow Kingdom. I'm just so proud of the work they're doing over here with Shadow Kingdom. So proud to be a part of this group, Era Comics.
Yeah.
It's a big deal to me.
You know, I mean, honestly, you know, anytime I see somebody like advertising for Indiegogo, I can't help but ask. I was like, why are you still on Indiegogo? I mean, they complain about shadow banning, they complain about the tip, and it's like, you know, I don't see the appeal of staying on Indiegogo. I mean,
I'm convinced a lot of people are just marketing the outrage still.
Yeah.
At this point.
Hey,
I
they're
do that
shadow
as well.
banning me. Back my comic.
Unfortunately, I think that fans are kind of getting over the outrage marketing, though.
Yeah,
I don't think it works like it
you
used
can't be
to.
outraged forever, you know. You just can't be outraged forever.
Then you become like a permanent victim. You know what I mean? Like,
It's a waste of your energy and time.
They
I'm gonna do
burned
something
you,
fun, guys.
and you're still going back for more. Maybe you're into it. You know.
Well, I mean, I've heard from more than one creator. It's like, well, I'll go over to Fund My Comic when I see a 6-figure campaign, and I'm like, well, if you came to Fund My Comic with a first-run comic, you'd probably wind up with a 6-figure campaign because you're bringing your customer base.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know? It's like, why can't you understand this? You know.
Look, I mean, these are campaigns that are doing.
Yeah.
I mean, still, look at almost at $3,000 for Devil Flyer. I mean, I don't know what Rex was doing on the other platforms, but I mean, people are pulling in the numbers that they would typically, I think, other places.
Yeah.
But there is one thing that we try to be really upfront about.
Mm-hmm.
So these are our base numbers. Here, let me move our screens around a little bit so that I can show off the whole thing. Yeah, Pixel is very much trying to hit that.
Yeah.
Hit that number. So we have 176 campaigns being edited. So far, we've had 11 that have not been approved, been sent back, which need to be. I know one of those will not be approved because it uses copyrighted material. We have 2 right now that I have to get on after the show. Some of these cancellations are. This is a funny number because some are actually canceled campaigns, and some are where people accidentally created a campaign while they were trying to back a campaign.
Right.
They followed the wrong steps.
Oh.
So, but we've had 97 campaigns that have been captured and are currently completed. We have 88 campaigns that are running live. It'll be 90 by the time we get these done today, because I think both of these are ready to go.
Nice.
We have 2 right now that are currently paused, for good reason. But one's a sample campaign. But of these, so right now we have that are running. So of the 88 that are running, we've raised $155,000 of those 88 campaigns. Of the 97 that have captured, our total is $429,000, almost $430,000 raised. That's been a year. March 17th was our 1-year anniversary, guys.
Yeah.
Um,
And
this year
that's no big campaigns.
No,
This is all small campaigns, all smaller campaigns.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, I'm really happy for the like 6 figures campaign, whatever.
Yeah.
If you can make 5 figures on the platform and you weren't making 6 figures anywhere else, like, why do you care?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
If you're a 5-figure guy and you're a 5-figure guy, and I mean, we've got campaigns that are making $20,000.
Yeah.
And that,
That's 5 figures.
Granted, 2 of them,
Mhm.
3 of them have been, pros that have come over.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But Pixel, first campaign, $20,000. I mean, let's talk about that. And he's only been on Fund My Comic. He was the first exclusive campaign that came over to Fund My Comic. Al says some indie creators have their asses up their own head. I think it does work that way.
Yeah.
That sounds more painful for some reason.
Yeah. Halder says that they're back on FMC before any other platform, if it's on other platforms as well. It's just people in general can be very ignorant about kind of how the things work. And I don't fault them. I just try to educate them more.
Yeah.
And some people are going to come use the platform. Some people aren't, And, there's, some people like, well, it's for CG. Like, well, no, it's for everybody.
It's for everybody, yeah.
Or like, oh, it's only for Iron Age. I'm like, no, it's for everybody. It's
who said
it's everybody. See, I don't care. It's yeah, and Hojo's on the second campaign is almost at $9,000 on a second campaign on Fund My Comic Loan.
Mm-hmm.
It's Artsy Bear said something recently about using FMC on his next campaign. Hope I'm remembering that correctly. I think you are.
Blaster Kid, Kelsey Shannon's first comic is coming on to FMC. It still is, right?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, he is. He's an FMC guy. Mm-hmm. I just need more backer eyes on FMC. I got almost 30% funded quickly, so it's just a matter of time that FMC will implode with consistent backers.
I think she meant explode.
Explode.
Yeah, implode means.
But
implosion is bad. Okay.
Yeah, we get the sentiment. Yeah, we get it.
We have a street team, and we're working to improve that. But up here at the top, you see the start here.
Mm-hmm.
When we say start here, we really mean start here. Okay.
Yeah.
This goes over marketing steps for your campaign. It's broken up into pre-launch marketing, active campaign marketing, how to craft your log lines, how to turn your log lines into an elevator pitch, optimizing your campaign for search engines, and how to develop a mailing list, and we even link that to the help section, so you can go on over to the help section and go down here to the mailing list, how to integrate a MailChimp sign up form with your campaign. So we are trying our best to give you more tools. Pixel Trader is working on another tool that's going to be a budget calculator for your campaign, so that you'll be able to click that and budget. And we will also have that linked in the Start Here page. So that will be a new section where it says pre-launch marketing. We'll determine your budget. So we'll have that also linked in here. And we did this thing where you can go down to quickly jump to the sections that you need. So that is, we're actively trying, and we're going to put in the help section videos. We're going to be doing a series of videos that is, Crom and I are going to work on, where we break those up into little bite-sized pieces. And so you can watch one to the next and just kind of get the bits and pieces of information you need to make a better campaign. Because it really comes down to driving 70 to 90% of that traffic. How do you build your own traffic? And everyone's like, yeah, well, Kelsey and Rini, they're former pros. They've got a built-in audience. Of course, someone with a built-in audience is going to come over here and make 6 figures, right? It's obviously that's going to happen because they have their own audience they're bringing with them. The key is everybody bringing their audience together and dumping it all in the same kind of bucket. But how do you grow your audience? I mean, ideally, you don't want to depend on someone else's charity all the time, right?
Right.
And the days of they used to say you had to create a YouTube channel in order to build an audience. And I don't think that's entirely true. In fact, I think YouTube algorithms hurt you more than they help you. Yeah. The watches and the views that we have on this show for this channel on YouTube far exceed the fact that I will lose subs on a monthly basis out of nowhere. Yeah. I will have a chunk of 15 subs just go away. And then I'll build back up. But then and once I start surpassing that and I get to a certain number, 15, 20 subs are just gone.
They cap you. They've got you capped. Yeah.
So I've no idea.
I've been capped for 4 months now.
I have no idea what's causing that or how to get past it. Mm-hmm. I'm doing all the things they say to do, to get past it, but I'm still struggling with it. And it's really a real pain in the neck.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And,
I'm up 10,000 views on my channel, and I've only increased my my account by about 6 people, and I'm up 10,000. I'm consistently over 10,000 a month on views, and I just nobody. I mean, I just can't get subs, So I'm just doing it for me now at this point,
You got to do it for somebody.
Yeah.
So
do it for yourself.
Might as well be you. Yeah.
I started a Rumble exclusive show, and I'm already having fun with it. It's Wild Wild West over there. No copyright strikes. Yay!
Yeah.
Here's the demo of this right now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen this one.
So this is this is obviously we have, he's still doing some work on it, but you can do your page count. Let's say we're doing 32.
Yeah.
Say I want to print in the US. I want to do black and white. And then I'm going to do 500, and the cost per unit to print that is going to be $2. That's right. That's what it would be. So that calculates that. And then if I need to do my creative rates, let's say I'm paying $25 a page for writing, and then pencils are going to cost me $100 a page. Inks are going to cost me another $60. And I'm going real high on some of these because you're like, hey, I go way less than that. Let's do $60 for colored on. Got one letters. $15 is a normal price to pay. Editing per page. Let's say we're doing $15 a page for editing. Pre-press flats. Pre-press is say $150. Normally what I charge to do pre-press stuff for people. And let's say I'm doing a cover. So let's do, say I'm going to have a couple of covers. They're each going to cost me $150. So let's do $300 for the covers. That in there. And then fulfillment rate, $3 for, that's about right. Estimated shipping, $5. Mm-hmm. Estimated international shipping rate, $20. How many backers? Let's say I think I'm going to, 100 backers is a good start. That's why that's the base in there. Let's say I think I'm going to get 120 backers. Estimated international backing percentage, 10% is about right. Label printer labels, 500 count, 30. Let's go. All right. Yeah. So let's just go with all that. And then miscellaneous expenses. Let's just add another $300 on. Just to figure it out. Campaign expenses, that's about right. Pizza and drinks for fulfillment team. My son eats a lot, so let's do 200.
What? Dude, I live in Latin America. No pizza for nobody.
Yeah. All right. So here's your Stripe fees. It's broken down here so you can see that it's 2.9%. FMC fees, 3% non-exclusive, 2% 30-day exclusive platform plus Stripe fees. And then 5% plus Stripe fees, 5% plus Stripe fees of processing. And so let's say we're going to do a 30-day exclusive. Okay. So your first 30 days exclusive, calculate total. And this breaks it down. This is where Pixel is genius. So it breaks it down. It shows what you would pay. So your total fees, if you run exclusive, is $1649.47 is what you pay. If you run Indiegogo or Kickstarter, your fees are $1,073 on your budget.
Yep.
Look how much money you save by going with FMC. This is why we created the platform, guys. For comic people, by comic people.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we understand how expensive this is. So that means you have to ask for $13,000 is what you need to break even on this thing, to not pay money out of pocket.
I believe Pixel was saying that a lot of those expenses, they charge you the taxes on.
Yeah.
And so not only are they getting you on the front end, they're getting you on the back end. They're making you pay for everything else.
I mean, if they're gonna do that to you, they want to get you in the back end too. So.
Yeah. So even if you don't do it, don't do it exclusive, the non-exclusive one, you only have to ask for $13,200 to break even, right? That's your budget. If you're going to run the pink and green, you need $13,500 to make this thing break even. So you can make $500 less by being exclusive.
Yeah,
dude, that's a dozen eggs. $500. Yeah,
that's only 30 days, and after 30 days, you can go to the other sites too, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then bring in whatever money they would bring in. This seems to me to be a no-brainer. Right? This seems to be a no-brainer for me. And but yeah, so we're looking forward to getting this wrapped up, and that way we can get this put on the website hopefully very soon for people, because it's a tool that not a lot of people offer. I think it's a great tool to have.
Well, if something's fly by night, it doesn't increase as it goes. It doesn't grow as it over time. Something that's fly by night, has it's big on the front end and blows up at the start, but then it decreases rapidly,
like a match.
And so when people call this a fly by night, it's like, no, it's not a fly by night. It grows too gradually, and you can see the growth.
Our first year, we've got a business plan for 5 years.
Yeah.
Like one of the things people keep asking about add-ons, right? And I'm like, well, and I keep wanting to, I keep trying to express, how the add-on thing works.
Mm-hmm.
So, and rather than doing a new screen that once you've gone to the cart, you have to add on other things. You have the cart, it's a la carte. You put in there what you want. So if I want this, I choose it, and I can choose up to 5 of those things, right? Mm-hmm. And right now we're using coupon codes to reduce the shipping cost on these. So let's say I do 2 of each one of these. And let's say I do 2 of these. Right? So now I've got 3 items in the cart. I'm going to say no tip because you know what? I love FMC, but screw you guys. Yeah. I have a shipping code attached to these physical items. Ship to. This is a generalized $4 off the shipping items, right? Yeah. Now, we've looked at revamping and doing some more stuff with our coupon codes. It's a 50-hour build to do some things because I would like to redo the coupon code thing altogether, but this pulls off $24 from your order to offset the shipping, right? So instead of $130, you're paying $106 for 6 books. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's how we use the coupon codes to offset shipping, right? Mm-hmm. That's the base of it. The reason why we're doing that is because eventually what we're going to build into the system is this item will be an item-based inventory, right? So this will be, the graphic novel will be an item attached to the reward, and you can attach as many items to the reward as you want. And what will happen is each one of those items will have a weight associated with it. So this will be like 15 ounces, right? And then what will happen is the shopping cart will calculate the weight, and then will calculate your address, and it will generate shipping cost based off of that by plugging into something like Pirate Ship. Okay. So then on the back end for fulfillment, they can actually, the creators can actually print off the shipping label from their dashboard, because it's all integrated with like stamps.com or something like that.
Yeah.
So that's the goal that we're going for. That's a huge build, guys. That's huge. I mean, we've got to save up a lot of money for that to happen. Now, there's 2 upgrades that we're going to be doing soon enough. That one of them is collaborators, and the other one is backer numbers, because we've been getting a lot of requests for backer numbers, right? So we're going to include backer numbers and collaborators. We just don't know which one we're going to do first. So when we're ready to do one of those, I'll send out a survey and let people choose which one they feel is more important. And then the next one will come. And then after that, we're going to have a big break again in what we're upgrading, because this upgrade is going to be like 80, 90, maybe 100 hours worth of development fee. Okay. I mean, that's going to be a huge, huge fee to get that built. It's going to be a couple of months. And then once it's built, oh gosh, the headache of the testing it is going to be, we're going to have it in an A/B environment so that we can bring some people on to test it, and other people can be, keep running the main way while we test out the new way. So it's going to be a huge undertaking. And so we're just trying to communicate that to everybody that we can, that look, think more like a storefront, think more about using this as, because I getting the sense that people love crowdfunding, but they also just want a place where they can go and find books that are ready to ship right now and buy them.
Yeah.
And so I think that's what so we're trying to make way for both.
Yep. Interesting.
Well, I mean, it's the whole entire thing. It's like for us, by us. I mean, it was like
FUBU.
No.
Exactly. So Indiegogo, you can't even get a human online to even complain about anything, or a Kickstarter. So I mean, at least you could talk to a human, and have fun my comic.
And
I
that's
find though, like the people who are still farming all that stuff, like I constantly plug them with an FMC. They never respond to me, because like I said, they're just trying to churn out rage. They're not genuinely actually concerned. It's a marketing tool at this point. But yeah, I agree. The more of us that migrate over to FMC, the more of us that push FMC, the more it grows. And it's only a matter of time. It's inevitable.
Yeah.
FMC is FUBU. Sorry about that.
Why not?
Yeah. I don't know. I feel FUBU to be a little urban.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay. Granted.
Right. Yeah.
All right.
FUBU.
FUBU.
Lunchtime. Have a great day. We're going to go ahead and head out of here.
Yeah.
I got some work. You have to finish up a concept sketch for the pawn book, and finish up the rest of the character designs to the characters that have already been approved.
Yeah.
I'm creating this demon, and so I'm having a lot of fun with it. But I sent the guy that I'm working with on this I think 5 different demon heads.
Mm-hmm.
And he said what he liked about each one.
Oh, I hate that.
And now, I love that, because I'm like, here's some generic designs. Now I'm like, let's put all of those together.
You're gonna mingle
into this one. I'm gonna mangle it together into one disgusting demon monster.
There you go.
It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. It is fun so far. It's a little challenging, but so I was hoping to have the sketch done last night, but not quite.
Yeah, Benjamin, I'm aware that it means for us by us, but there was a thing with that brand here in Panama. And okay, this is gonna sound racist, but no, the thing is, like, People think that Latin America there's no racism. Like, if you want to get stopped by the police in Panama, wear a FUBU hoodie. They just stop you right away. It's just
They'll
like,
get you.
nah, this guy listens to rap and that urban music. Search and frisk. Yeah, it was funny. Like,
Oh, I have one last thought on this whole AI thing that we're talking about music earlier.
Do it. Mm-hmm,
One of the things that I was thinking about is if you can't make your own trailer music, you should just go and make some AI trailer music.
Yeah.
You know why I think you should do that? Because I'm tired of getting copyright struck because you've pulled some music that somebody owns somewhere.
Yeah.
Yep. Most channels do, yeah. A lot of people don't play people's trailers because of that. They're worried that it's gonna.
I've stopped it. Yeah, I've stopped it.
Yeah.
I re-recorded mine.
Yeah,
but-
for Waifus and Kaijus, I'm making my own song.
I mean, make your own or do AI or have somebody else cover. But I mean, if it's just background music you need, then come on. I mean, it's not that big a deal.
It's so easy to get. It's so easy to get a cheap song from somewhere too. Like the entire YouTube, like they have the whole music section back there. You can find stuff to throw in the background if you really just want a background song. It's not that big a deal.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, I had the song re-recorded and threw my vocals on it. It was about $100. I mean, that's some people that might be a little too much to spend on it, but it's not like crazy. You can find like Fiverr.
I can do that for people. Maybe I need to create a Fiverr just for that. Because I can easily take the music that people have and re-record it and use it and change genres if they even want.
Yeah.
I've got all the software because
I will say the AI stuff is pretty decent. It's kind of surprising.
It's so low quality though, the output.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Like it's not gonna give you like an FLAC file or something. Like, it's not gonna be way up there. It's gonna be like a MP3. But for a YouTube video, what else do you need? You know?
Right. For a trailer, right? For a trailer. Now I wrote the music for the Killing Field stuff. I put that together.
Yeah. That was a cool song.
I
man.
wrote a basic chord progression.
Yeah.
And I wrote a basic riff, and then I sampled a bunch of crap to put in there. You know, so I was able to put it together through samples. You know, which is kind of the photo bashing of music production.
Right.
And
but dude, like that music for that trailer was very moody. Like it informed a lot of the timing I used when I animated it. So dude, great job. That's what a trailer song should do. And that's one of the things we're gonna see next week when we will be talking about trailers, guys.
Yep. Always start with like I like to start with the music.
Yeah.
You know, it's almost like when you're writing a song, like or like when you're writing a story, you write the climaxes or the ending first, right? Like where you're going to end. I think what makes a good song is writing the hook first.
Yeah.
Write that first and then move back 30. You know, move it ahead and then work backwards. It's like, okay, now let me write the 30 seconds before that part and see what happens, right?
And you go back
and move yourself into that. My trailer is a YouTube short using copyrighted music, which currently Shorts allows. Yes, but Shorts allow that, but long form here doesn't. So I can't show your trailer.
No,
because it affects me. It affects
Or
my
the monetized channels that play it, all of a sudden they lose their monetization.
Yeah, and what you want is monetized channels to play it. One of the things we're going to work on next week, and one of the things we're going to talk about very heavily, you're going to want to make sure that you're here. Set your calendars for it. If you can't watch it live, definitely watch it in replay. But we're going to talk about use of that trailer outside of just your campaign page.
Yeah.
And one of the ways to do that is like what we have here with sponsorships. You know, you can say, hey, can I, get on, can I sponsor this week's show? Some people will be like, send me $5 to buy a coffee. Or some people like me will be like, yeah, you can sponsor this week's show. You don't have to do anything. Just, share out the, try to push as many people you can to the viewing, to the public, to the broadcast. And, so we say this brought to you by, that's why we play the Critical Blast trailer. We play but the trailer that we do a lot of is the call campaign, because it's not just for the campaign. it says go back it now on
my comic.
Now, if you're going to be on multiple platforms, you need to have a URL that has a landing page that will give you all of those platform links, so people can choose which one they want. Right. So that is another thing we're going to talk about marketing next week with the trailers and how to best utilize it. And to be honest with you, Cole is 38 seconds long. That Shadow Kingdom campaign video, 38 seconds long. The perfect amount of time.
And that's the thing. Like, whenever people like consult me on how long a trailer should be, not longer than a minute. That's all you need. That's all you need.
The closer to 30 seconds you can get, the better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
not exceed a minute either. Like this whole trend with shorts and TikTok and everything, it should be it should be 59 seconds or less. Absolutely.
Yeah, but the other thing is clarity. So it really depends on your stories, because some stories can be explained in 30 seconds. You know what I mean? So it's just like take into account. Okay, we're going into like next week's show. But
Yep, guys, it's time for us to go.
Yeah, let's go.
Actually, you know what? We can go over a little bit this week because I'm not going to clip this one.
All right. Yeah, what's
we had
there
some
to
news
clip?
articles. We didn't really.
Just me being racist. Yeah.
Yeah, just more Pedro being racist. So I'm not going to.
Yeah. So no, let's not do
that. We're going to save the time this week. So there won't be any shorts popping out this week.
Yeah.
Next week there's going to be plenty of shorts that are going to be coming by, and Finatra, get a hold of me so we can do a video on AI music and how to incorporate those things. I think it's going to be a lot of fun to work on those.
Yeah.
I think in the future, I think there's a way to incorporate a lot of that stuff into your work. And, it's, I think Google Trends I think that's considered AI because it, artificially grabs the data for you. So I guess AI helped me with this new storyline that I'm working on. So
there you go.
And speaking of Finn, there's Finn right there. But yeah, we are going to go ahead and head out of here. We'll chat in the back room for a little bit, I'm sure. Sadly, no Chuck today.
No Chuck. We got Chuck over, but
yeah. So the hunt for Chuck will continue.
Everybody, go check out the project Looking Glass, and we have won under that theory or under those studies. And anybody know what I'm talking about? Project Looking Glass. Project Looking Glass. Nobody knows what I'm talking about?
Doesn't ring a bell.
According to that, we won, and we just have to. There's just plays that need to be executed before the chessboard is checkmated, and according to that, I think we won a long time ago. No, we
won. Okay, we won what? Sorry, I'm kind of lost.
The culture war before it started.
Oh, okay, cool.
Or like, the fight on evolution, or the fight on our survival.
Well, the corporations lost the minute they forgot the old acronym. The customer is always right. The minute,
but not only that, like
customer is always right, unless they're a bad customer.
Okay, now we're delving into like craziness.
Sorry, Blue.
Have you seen like the farmers like protest in Europe, and how like the WF is now like we have to work on our image because people hate us right now, like that, like like that Star Trek villain looking good, Carl Schwab. I saw a video of him talking about how we have to improve about the image of the WEF. Like people want to kill us, and then like in France they're throwing like cow manure into an embassy. Like
yeah.
So it's freaking awesome, man. Like once you get the farmers that mad, there's nothing left to fight for,
Rednecks are rednecks all around the world. You just don't mess with them. You don't mess with rednecks.
Yeah.
They're fighting for their right to nourish the good people of the.
Oh, I thought they were fighting for the rights.
They're fighting for the rights to feed us. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we're fighting for the right to party. But then when
we are not going to eat the bugs.
Yeah, dude, it's the bugs. No, but when you start throwing like manure,
I like water bugs. Are good. I like water bugs.
Dude, water bugs? I don't know, man. Like, I live in a poverty-stricken country.
I like shrimp,
And yeah, I will not eat the bugs, man.
Oh no, of course not. Well, we can't digest that. We can't.
Hell no. Yeah, dude, that's.
All right,
That I leave that for monkeys, man. Monkeys seem to
Hey, it's
enjoy
not,
that.
pretty soon we're gonna have there will be Soylent Green on the market. So yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's
Oh
good.
yeah, Soylent Green would be great.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, with Charlton
17.
Heston on the label, just like.
Yeah.
It's an acquired taste, I suppose.
Yeah.
Hey, 10,000 Haitians can't be wrong, right?
No, it's happening.
I think I'm gonna go move to Mexico.
Is it really that many that are doing the cannibalism?
I don't know. I just picked a number out of the air.
Oh, that was
Yeah.
weird. That was something else. I don't know.
What?
Man.
Oh no. The thing is, like, that's the thing with Haiti. Like I will have to explain that, and I'm not even a Haitian. It's a voodoo thing, guys. It's not really like they're starving. It's a voodoo thing. Like they do consume the flesh of their enemies.
I would fully support a parody comic of Nerd Bacon. Find out Dixon.
Well, maybe Feel Bad was like I wasn't.
Hey, that's how No Cover started.
Yep.
I wasn't that grossed out because it was super charred, but I was thinking of like any lesser thing that wouldn't have been charred, and I would have been like, oof, like, it was bad though. I think I think that this year is going to be a year that we need to either figure out what the heck we're doing here so that we could be stronger moving forward, because this is going to test us, right? You know, you have to pay attention to what's going on, but at the same time, if you don't, then you're not going to know what's going on, because it's going to be very heavily predicated on politics and the culture movements. And
dude, like I don't know, like people are very, preoccupied would be the word, on like the big market falling, but we're entering the age of the micro market. You know what I mean? 'Cause the things that AAA is dying. Oh my God, video games, mid games, and retro games are doing great.
Regional, you're gonna have regional people like
exactly, dude. You have to cultivate your audience. Like, hey,
you have enough people. You have enough people.
Yeah, dude. Like to live a proper life as a comic book artist, I need to make 10,000 people happy around the world. My job in life is to get those 10,000.
And that's just your
people.
girlfriends.
Dude, okay. I don't know how many kids I have. I know I have a couple of kids in New York. I just happen to live right next to a resort. All right, it's not my fault.
One or two.
People have been trying to hold that against me, and I resent that. I'm just performing a civic
apologize.
duty.
I apologize.
I'm performing a civic duty. Yeah, I'm showing my country.
They should be grateful that you still pay for their food, but you don't remember their names.
Yeah, dude, I'm showing my beautiful country to tourists. You know.
There you go.
Share himself with everyone. There's nothing.
There we go.
Dude.
My keyboard died.
Oh no.
Well, my keyboard has my mouse on it.
So that's the thing. Like,
So I couldn't stop the show.
Yeah. So back into like the micro markets, it's that like we have to cultivate our audiences. Like, who cares? Like, if the macro market, like Marvel or DC or die, who cares? They weren't hiring us before. They're not gonna hire us now. So why bother? Dude, I just want to keep. I'm making a comic book about robots, monsters, and tits. I'm gonna find that audience.
I'm telling you, crowdfunding has been trending down. Okay.
Yeah, of course.
Across the board. I mean, all of these industries are trending down. We just read about it this morning. Games, comic books, everything is starting to trend down. We're eventually going to hit I think there's going to be a steep decline at some point because of the boost from 2020 from the pandemic. I'm pretty sure there's going to be a steep decline at some point.
Yes.
And we're going to, like recession levels. And we're seeing that, like the housing market struggling. Like now is a terrible time to buy or sell a house.
Yep.
Right.
Oh yeah.
I wouldn't even think about it right now.
Mm-mm.
Interest rates are stupid, and the cost of gas, the cost of food. There's this short video of these parents trying to teach these kids about economics right now. And she has a thing of chicken, has 3 chicken breasts in it. And she goes, I have to work more than an hour to be able to buy this one thing of chicken. She's like, this sucks. This is stupid. And yeah, exactly. It takes forever. You have to work more than.
Yep.
And if people have to pay more at the gas pump, they have to pay more at the grocery store, if they have to pay more for their insurance, for their shipping, for everything in life, they're going to cut the spending somewhere. And it's usually not going to be on discretionary
entertainment.
funds.
Well,
Entertainment.
I prefaced this whole thing with saying that this year is going to be a challenging one, and you're going to have to stick it through. And it's either going to be more entertainment to retain the attention than asking people to back your book during an end world crisis.
Yeah.
Or end times crisis. You know what I mean? Like, but I mean, we're here together. I believe that many of us here, as bad as I am a follower of God and Jesus, He's watching me all the time, watching me do all the time, and you gotta have faith that
will persevere.
Yeah, persevere. Yeah, you got to be. This year is the year of perseverance. Thank you. Yes. And with that encapsulates, thank you. Very good.
Yeah, I wouldn't explain economics to a kid with breasts, but yeah, I get what you.
It's hard. It was
You're terrible, dude.
All right,
That happened.
The thing is,
that he said, yeah.
No, the thing is, like, I haven't been promoting at all. Like, it's been absolutely utter hell. Like,
it has been tough.
The only person I could sell was like a couple people. Like, you got to be there. You got to be in the chat. You got to be like Hojo. He gets it. Luke, you get it. You've been here. Mad Ruth, he's been showing up. I mean, I guess you guys on. It's like
it has to be way more than.
If it's not effective, it's not productive. It's like I take it out on myself at the same time, and it's like.
And it has to be way more than just dropping links here or there. It has to be engaging and building relationships with people.
Engaging.
And on my behalf, I'm not available. I don't make myself available like I should, or I'm not engaged with other people like I should. I got horrible ADD, and I'm a freaking wreck. And for me to want everybody to prosper when I'm selling their book, it's like it's a lot of pressure. And if I don't do well, it's like son of a gun. It's like it's just.
Yeah, but that's the thing,
during
man.
the times now, it becomes harder, and I want to sell books again. It's fun.
Craig, this is impressive.
It's hard.
Thank you very much.
This looks
really a lot of work
good.
into this. I wish the campaign looked like this from the start, but
but we live and we learn, right?
This is
I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Looks really
T-Bunny
good.
came in, got a copy. I can't wait to get these out. Like we're working on the print file right now. Actually, while the show's going on, I've been messaging my artists, so I think I've got my final print file. So I'm ready to get a hold of the comic company that we're using to print.
Is this the fourth book or the fifth book?
Fourth.
Yeah.
What?
So I like what Clint says here. The more things change, the more they stay the same.
Yeah, dude.
I do. Here's what I foresee. I foresee this year, the people that are only in this as more of a hobby. Or no, let me change that.
Yeah.
So there are people that come into comics because they think, oh, I can make a quick buck on that.
Yeah.
Right. And they think money more than the passion of storytelling. Those people are going to go away.
Yeah.
Like they're going to be like, I can't do this. I can't handle it. I'm losing too much money. I really love doing it, but I just cannot do this. It costs way too much money. And I mean, that's not a bad thing, right? I mean, they're not bad people.
On the other side of the coin, you have the people who have good intentions, but they don't have the awareness.
Business savvy.
They don't have it, or not just business, just artistically. Like, people come in with with high expectations, and
that's called lack of talent.
Yeah,
let's not be mean.
Yeah,
well, not be mean, but some people would say,
mean.
Some people say, all right, don't be mean.
Don't be mean. We don't have to be mean. Because remember, no matter where you go, there you are.
There you are.
One of my favorite
What
movies.
a philosopher. Yeah, but no, I wasn't saying it in a mean
kind
of way. But what I meant
some people should fail.
No.
So
It's not about failure. It's being unaware. that's the thing. Like maybe you're not all there, but you think you are, and then you don't listen to people who are telling you, dude, you're missing this and that and this and that. And there's like, no, you're just against me. It's like,
So
dude,
should we
like
back their
I
butts?
don't even know you.
Should I
Yeah.
learn that about them before I even try to promote them, just to save me the freaking headache of them being egotistical nutbags?
Dude,
sorry.
that's the part of doing business, man. Like you're gonna meet crazy.
Oh,
people.
it's all over, right? That's all,
Yeah.
all across the board in any industry you're gonna do it.
Yeah, wherever you go.
Russ got to the point for me here.
Yep.
The people that truly, truly love this
Mhm.
are going to find a way to do it, and they're the ones that are going to stick through it all.
I love
And
that stuff, man. It's great.
yeah, and I mean, there's going to be people that really do love it.
The
but
tourists
they're gonna-
always go home
they're gonna walk
eventually.
away. But I mean, I know some people that are already talking about hanging it up that do love it, and they've been trying for years. But the economy right now it is hurting. Comics are hurting them. They're bleeding because of it, and the drama that goes on the internet. There's so much negative, and they're losing money, and there's some the fun and the love of this is being sucked right out of me because of the a-holes and the jerks and the lack of money to be made. And it's, and I get it. I think you're going to see a lot of people stop doing it this year.
Yeah.
I think that the people that do are going to be very innovative. They're going to have to find cheaper ways to make the content to get it to people. And because there's less money.
I think we could hunker
Binomics
down.
kills us.
I think we could hunker down for at least until we find out what happens by the end of the year.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Everybody
it's
just
definitely a
kinda
hunker down.
Got to hunker down and get your work done and get some new projects. Get your new projects loaded. You're selling a book, you should have another one going.
Yeah.
Hunker down, freaking tie up your bootstraps, get your shit done, and get your next one done.
I'm
Or
excited
your
to get
next
this
one
short
going.
story done so that people can see the aesthetic of it and then try to figure out what I want to do with it long term. Because I like the idea of doing this like fantasy Western, but kind of like using Old Testament stories as a
Are
starting
you going
point
to do
for ideas.
Platypus Cowboy?
No, it's he's actually an elven. One
Yeah,
of
I'm
the characters
joking,
is
I'm
an elven wizard, but they use wizards and mages and stuff like that in this world have the ability to create projectile weapons. So their projectile weapons, they understand black powder. Okay. So they're able to create
I'm going to head out,
explosives.
guys. Good luck with the rest of the show.
All right, we'll see. But we're gonna end in like
We're gonna end it without
a minute,
keyboard.
2 minutes. Yeah,
Yeah.
we got work. My keyboard's working again. So
All right.
as I had to plug it in and charge it for a second. So I have enough. Now I can move it around. Barely.
And they can kill
It's in
this.
there. Yeah, now we can kill the show. Yeah. So yeah. What was I saying?
Comics are awesome. Comics are for
Comics are
everyone.
so yeah. So I'm doing this thing where they've got black powder, so they can have projectiles, but they can also enchant the ammunition and the
bullets
and the weapon itself, right? So they've got guns, and normal people just have swords and stuff. But
So
it's these,
they can come up with like with diarrhea bullets or something, stuff like that. Like they'll shoot you and have like an effect other than getting shot. That's a cool concept?
I'm gonna need you to shut up.
Yeah.
So this is the divine intervention. You could become a spiritual guru on your own, but you just have to tie your shoes, and you just have to know how to eat burritos backwards.
Yeah. Coming from the land of burritos, I take that as a compliment. Yeah.
When it stops being fun, I'll walk away. And you know what? For some people, it's stopping being fun.
Yeah.
The marketing is becoming so complex for people. And okay, last thing I'm going to say. Here's the reason why I think some people don't jump over on my comic. It is so much easier to blame your campaign not funding on one of the other sites by some secret entity out there that somehow shadow banned you or something that's working against you. So it can become someone else's fault instead of your own. And I'm not saying that this is where people default, like where they go to automatically, but we have a tendency to want to not think that we are somehow at fault for our failures, that it's somebody else. It's our culture that we live in. I've been guilty of it myself, and I've had to like get out of that stinking thinking that it's not a matter of somebody fighting against me. You know, it's not people in back rooms saying don't use Fund My Comic.
Yeah.
Because if those people are in the back room saying that, you know what, screw those back rooms. I don't care. Those whisper networks I don't really think exist, because there's enough people out there that are saying, you know, I'm having a good time over there. Let's use it. And it's a matter of finding the people that want to use it. I was told early on by someone that said, you know, if you don't get, if this person, and that person doesn't endorse it, Fund My Comic's not going to be successful. You got to have them using the site in order for it to be successful. And I said, I don't believe that, not 1 second. I said, we don't need whales, we need tuna. There's a lot of tuna out there, tons of tuna. And you know what? 5,000, 8,000, 2,000, 3,000, those are tuna. Yeah. Plenty of tuna. A whole lot of tuna can make up one whale, right? And there's way more tuna than there are whales.
Those 5,000, 10,000, 2,000, these are people getting books done.
Yeah.
And that's the sole purpose of the website. So
yeah. Like, yeah, Soul Tag. I mean, look, this is stuff getting made. A lot of this is you can go in there right now, back the stuff, and it's going to get shipped to you like right away. Like I have a package for hybrids going out today. Someone backed it just yesterday, right? And then, you know, I'm afraid I'm going to have to take it down though, because I'm almost out of volume 1s.
Ooh.
And I'm not going to reprint volume 1s for a minute. So
I'm actually excited. That's the thing about owning your own IP and owning your own print. There's nothing that says you can make that in perpetuity for the rest of your life. Mm-hmm. So I'm actually excited about taking all my books when I run out of my first print run, boosting them up to 36 pages, changing the trade dress, you know, putting a new skin on it and putting it back out there again.
It's fun. So, it's great. Yeah. Comics are awesome. This is supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be for escapism. And too many people try to make it about other things. They try to make it about a culture war, which I think there is one going on. I think you can fight it from inside of comics and outside of comics.
I think
but people still want their escapism.
It's everything. It's not just comics. And so it ties it together. Comic books aren't storyboards.
True. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Comic books are a whole other way of telling stories.
If you don't know how to do comics, do storyboards. You can make money doing that too.
Yeah. It's
well,
if you're working for Netflix, maybe. And those guys are using like AI generated storyboards anyway, dude. That market is drying up.
Holocron is my guy. He's the guy I'm working with on the Pawn book, right?
Yeah.
And this guy's got some really creative ideas. This book is fun. I can't wait to get this started. Hopefully we can get the character designs done this week, get things with our contract wrapped up this weekend, and get started on the art for that next week, because I'll be done with Terminal Kill. Hopefully by tomorrow is my goal to be finished up with that. But that's funny, having crossed PTSD to the semen bullets.
Yeah.
What? It's gonna be nuts. I can't wait for Heroic Tales #1 by John's Longbox. I'll be backing day one when the campaign goes live on FMC. Yeah, I can't wait for it either. John's another guy's really passionate about comic books, and when they tried to pile on him and cancel him the other day, I thought that was stupid. Where'd that happen? Pixel says semen bullets would require nuts.
Yep.
Heyo. Done storyboards and comics. They are different animals. Skill set crosses over, but the art of sequential storytelling is not just positioning a camera at hip height. True, yeah. Storyboards is like it's.
And not only that, the passage of time is different in storyboards, so that really affects the storytelling, like hard.
That's what she said.
Yeah, hard.
Yeah, but there are definitely some people out there, like I was saying, and then we'll end here. That comic books, I don't think, that they're going to be doing too much of the comic books. They're going to leave because just the financially, I don't think people can handle it.
I am never going to financially recover from this.
It's hard, man. It's hard to make money doing comics right now. But those people that are able to find a way to eke out, there's that word again, word of the day, yay, to eke out a profit this year, I think they're going to do fine.
Yeah, stick it through. Perseverance.
Hang in there,
Perseverance,
guys.
yeah.
Hang in there. And part of what's going to help you is the marketing. Next week, we're going to have Crom on. We're going to talk about those trailers. Let's find a better way to use those trailers, guys. It's going to be fun.
Marketing, budgeting.
Yeah.
God, budgeting, please. Just
budgeting. Yeah.
Know what your stuff costs.
Yeah, dude. Like, some people go crazy with like the stretch goals and whatnot, and end up shooting themselves in the foot.
We have to get this on the website.
Covers.
We do.
Yeah.
I just got to get the time to really focus this thing down and probably remove some of the features on here. I like this. It's got so much stuff on here, but we need to refine it, make it a little bit easier for people to work with. But this,
I think the basic label printer. I think all of that can be worked in to another thing like miscellaneous expense.
Yeah.
Or supplies, So I think that can be worked into some other spots, to condense it a little bit, make it a little easier for people to kind of throw it in there. At least get a ballpark of what they think they're going to need, because people undershoot it so much. And I know there's people out there say, well, I need $20,000 in this campaign to break even. And I'm like, well, it's your first book. You're not going to make $20,000 unless you're going to work really, really hard. And it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen in 30 days. Like, it's not going to happen in 60 days unless you happen to get on some like really amazing shows and you've already got a huge following. But Pixel, you started with like 500 signups, right?
Just about 400. It was about 400.
Okay.
Yeah.
So about 400 signups, and
that's pretty good.
You did great. But how long it's taken you? Let's just go to it real quick.
Well, the first 18,000 was within like 90 days.
Yeah.
But it's been a slow crawl to 20K ever since then.
Oh yeah, because it trickles.
Actually, we were above 18 when the campaign closed, but then there were issues with payments from a few people and stuff, and so it dropped like $3,000, I think, at the end, and then came back up after people fixed their stuff. But yeah.
Yeah. So the way Fund My Comic works for some people, they don't understand. If you have a keep it all or an all or nothing campaign, like this one, like Shadow Kingdom, this calculates your pledge, but then it charges it at the end. So in 15 days, the 136 people will get charged. Okay. So it works a little bit like Kickstarter. So they will get charged. When it initially hits, if your card rejects, your pledges will drop. But you have 5 days to rectify that. So in 5 days, a lot of that can come back.
It was scary. It is
scary.
We didn't anticipate it, and so when the backer count or the money just kept dropping and dropping and dropping, we were freaking out like, oh my god, there's something wrong.
Yeah.
It was a precipitous fall, but then we figured out what was going on there.
Yeah, but once it goes into that the actual, it will hit the transaction again in 5 days. So you have a chance to fix that. And once you fix the transaction and it goes that 5 days, that's when you know what your total really is. And then you can move it into a storefront. Because before that, you can't move it into storefront. Now, if you're running a keep it all, right? You can move that into storefront as soon as it's over, because keep it all means that you're going to be getting payouts right away. So you're getting that money no matter what. So we're charging you at the time that you back that campaign. So that money comes out right away.
Yeah.
We encourage people, if they know they're going to make the book, like it's going to happen, or they know they're going to hit their goal, to go ahead and run it as a keep it all. Yep. It's way more convenient for you, more convenient for the backers. But if there's any doubt that you're not going to hit your goal, and that you have to have at least this amount of money to be able to run your project, then you need to run an all or nothing, because if there's any doubt, and for some reason there was just a little bit of doubt that they would hit the 5,000 they needed on this one.
Well, we did the same thing. We did all or nothing for I think it was 7,000 or 7,500. Yeah.
You did 7,500.
And I had started with the 5,000. I said, no, I want to move it up to 7,500. I just had this gut feeling. I didn't want to take a major loss on this thing. And as much as I believed in the project, there was still a gray area there where it's a little bit different, and the response was good online, but I just for us, we wanted to make sure that we made our costs here. So
at some point, Pixel, I'm going to have you on to do an actual interview with you about the overall cost of what it's like You have 389 backers. You've raised $20,000. What do you think the end total is going to be for take home?
Looking at it right now, based on this, and because printing prices are starting to come up, I think probably like $2,000, maybe.
So yeah, so you guys might make $2,000 off this.
And let's preface that by saying that that's with the art team, aside from the colorist, really not being paid. Like Eric and Piper are going to take a little bit. I'm not going to make any money on this at all. Eric and Piper are probably going to take most of the funds if there's anything left, and it's going to be distributed to them. Right. But I'm doing the lettering, I'm doing the graphic design. I'll probably consult with some people to be able to learn about the offset or the pre-press stuff so that I can do it myself. I'm doing all of that basically myself to avoid a lot of these costs. And Eric and Piper are doing this because they love the idea of the project, and that's what this is. So it's really all three of us coming together to do something here. We're not just doing it. But yeah, if somebody was paying for this book to be actually all the art and everything stuff, oh God, man, it would probably be another $10,000 or more in cost
to break even.
To break even.
Even, right? So people look at a $20,000 campaign like, wow, they made a lot of money. No, you maybe made $2,000 on it. Like we had a 10,000. We had a 10K campaign for Rift Riders, and Piper and I took home like $1,300. Like that was it. Like, that's all we had.
We're half an hour over, man.
We are. We're going to go and close this thing. Yeah.
Eke out of here. Yeah.
Yeah. So, no, there was no doubt. I wasn't aware that was how the finances worked. If I'd known, I would have gone the other route. Okay. Very good. But, yeah. So that is what it is. Well, guys, it's been a good day. Thanks for being here.
Yeah.
We'll be having a rotating fourth member of the panel until we settle on a new full-time panelist to join Randy, Pedro, and myself. And so feel free to let us know, hey, I'd like to see this person back on the panel. Or, hey, why don't you invite this person on the panel? I think they'd be funny. I'd like to hear them. So we're looking forward to that.
I know I talk too much.
Yeah. Matt, are you talking? He just talks. We'll keep looking for Chuck. Next week, Crom is going to be on here, and I think we have some other people lined up, but I'll have to double check on who we've got. Guys, remember, build that morning chair down, leave that wood pile higher than you found it, and by all means, please be careful.
Oh, before we do that,
you broke the flow.
I'm sorry, but I have to say this. Luke,
maybe we'll be looking for two
invited. Yeah, Luke is invited to Pontificators next Sunday. Be sure to
Sunday.
Tune up. No, on Wednesday.
Wednesday. There we go.
Wednesday. Yeah, on Wednesday, talking with RT Bear and the guys over there about Fund My Comics. So spread the word and be there. Now you can fire me, Luke.
You know, I'm actually, this will be my first time meeting RT Bear.
Nice.
Very cool.
It'll be my first time meeting Art. I'm looking forward to it.
Those black and white books are going out. Yeah, fine. I can't wait.
Yeah, dude. My book came out excellent. Even though I'm saying it, like I saw it, I'm like, ooh, whoa. Okay.
Like we are going to be taking over this year with Fund My Comic. I'm telling you, we are looking for brand ambassadors out there. Okay. So if you're interested in brand ambassadors, want to know more information about that, just message me. Contact me at luke@fundmycomic.com. I can tell you all about it.
All right.
Guys, freaking be careful out there.
Let's be careful out there. Let's be careful out there. We had a 187 at the 7-Eleven on the corner of 4th and Main. Two Caucasians of the male persuasion put a bullet through the cashier's brain. Moving on, I see it 211, half a dozen 459, 218 W's a DTA, several miscellaneous crimes.